Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Irish column for Sunday, the 2nd of November, 2025. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'll be joined in 2 seconds here by Martin Murphy and Orla Donohoe in the next few minutes. Packed show tonight, talking about different stuff and what we had going on and the whole lot. But stuff about the vaccines, we've stuff about Listowel. Yeah, Listowel have had a protest down there for the last 3 years, every Sunday. Fair play to Listowel. I'll be talking more about that in a few minutes. I have a couple of videos about them as well. So, yeah. Martin, how are you, buddy? How's things?
Hey, Paul. Hi, everyone. All good. A little
All
bit rough
good.
around the edges, but Michelle was
You're
good
at
fun last night.
Michelle.
Yeah, it was very good. Good fun.
Good crack.
Yeah, all good, clean, wholesome family fun.
Yeah, good lad. Lots of porter I had anyway, was there? Any whiskey?
Loads.
No whiskey.
No, loads of whiskey. I was kind of sick of the pints after about 10 of them, so I went on to the old JD then after. So, yeah.
I'd say we're walking the walls at 3 o'clock this morning. Where?
No, I was still drinking at the bar at 3 o'clock this morning. Fair play to Castle Bar for not closing your pubs. Thank you very much.
Fair play. They'll be all closed now.
I'll
bring Orla up there
afterwards. Hey, Orla.
Hello, Orla. How's things? How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How's things with you?
Yeah, Grant. Yeah. Where were you getting gallivanting to Martin at the weekend?
I was all over the country. I left the house on Friday morning to go one place and I had to go somewhere else and ended up...
Hang on, sorry. How did the thing go down in Cork yesterday, by the way? I heard it...
Paul's, I think it was a disaster. There was no carnival. I think 150 odd pro-Palestinian supporters turned up, waving the Palestinian flags, and that was pretty much it. Out and out disaster. Paul's had a stroke.
Yeah, I know.
I got whacked over here for some reason.
No, you're
what did you say there, Martin? I didn't hear you.
I think there was only about 150 odd. They didn't do a carnival at all. There was nothing there. They just, the pro-Palestinian crowds came out with their flags, about 150 of them.
And that was it.
Yep. From the pictures anyway, I saw, and we had somebody down there watching it, so it was pretty pathetic. Yeah, the money must have all dried up at this stage.
I'm getting here for some reason.
Jesus, we didn't mention Jews or vaccines yet.
We mentioned nothing yet. We haven't even done any symbols or anything.
I don't think that is a Mason symbol. That your Paul.
It is. Fans. Yeah. Sarah Hardy, hi, Paula. Not yet. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Yeah. Who we got there? Michael John. Hi, Michael John. Like, share, sub people. Yeah, please do. Go on to it. You'll get us. I'm just going to put the banners out there now. So as you can get us there you can watch live and comment on X at FitzyDub, at Anthony L. Casey, at RugoMorph27, Ireland Force 2123, YouTube at Irish Column and at Dale Heron, and you'll get it on Facebook at Paul Fitzsimons and Martin Murphy, and www.theirishchannel.com/live. That's where we will go. And you can buy us a coffee there. People were saying it goes too quick. So wait and see what I've done here. Wait and see this. This is quite cool. Somebody told me to do this today. So I'm just going to throw this in there. I'm going to share this. If you can, there's the Revolut as well. There you could send us it if you want to. If you want to scan the QR code there, we have it there now. There you go. There's a QR code. I'll leave it there for a minute or two for you. And if you want to buy us a coffee or whatever, you can do it through the Revolut there too. You can just scan that code there, and all is good. So I'll take it down. I'll put it up again in a while. So yeah, thank you very much.
Very good. We'll get a load of stickers made up and just put them out on lampposts randomly, and No, nothing. Just get people to scan it, and what does it automatically take?
No. I think you
Money, I
have to add a fiver or whatever a Bulmer is. But my brother was only telling me yesterday he came out he was at to being in Dunn's in Donohoe shopping, and he walked out with a tray of Moretti, is it? Moretti. 15 quid. 15 quid for 12 bottles, right? And he standing outside, and the bloke came out of the pub and he says, Jesus Christ, you have the right attitude. He said, it's $7.50 a point in there for that Moretti. So for 2 points in the pub, the same price, he got 12 bottles in Dunn's. Now, it's a bit much, isn't it? Isn't it? It's a bit much, like, you know what I mean?
I think that's what Bulmer's is. Bulmer's is $7.50 depending on where you go.
Paul, can you read my first message? Hang on, Shamrock Sean. I'll have to go back through them there. Let me see.
I think they charge as much for cans. I always thought a can of Bulmers in a bar was way cheaper than a pint bottle. But when I see people buying them, it's nearly as expensive to buy a can of Bulmers.
6 to 7 quid, yeah.
It's crazy. Well, you're renting the glass. You're renting the glass, aren't you? Not what you're paying for.
Bring your own plate and glass. Shamrock Sean, is this your thought? Hello, Paul and everyone. Sorry I haven't been on the last few weeks. I've been working when you're on. I catch you up the next day. I hope everyone's keeping well and I'm back. Welcome back, Shamrock Sean. Fair play to you, mate. I hope that's the one you wanted. Evening all. Hi, Paul Martin.
Hey, Annie.
Good evening, Paul and everyone. Steady Eddie. What's the crack? You tell me what the crack is. Or will we tell you in a minute? But Orla looking gorgeous as always. Teresa, come on. Hi, Sarah. Hope life is good. Kieran Kelly took a heart attack. What? What? I shouldn't be laughing at that now. That's not funny. You know. Orla, are you clicking something there? It's not letting me put up anything else there. Only Orla looking gorgeous as always. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. You're just jealous, Paul. And Martin.
Someone here. Martin.
Was it?
Martina Camucci. Kieran Kelly took a heart attack. No way. Oh my God. He must have been found out. And there's you thinking any of those lads, be honest. Chris Bourne. Yeah. Is Captain Kelly still giving everyone in the 33rd degree? Yeah, he is. Yeah. I've seen different stuff about it as well. Yeah. But I'm not going. He's getting no airtime here tonight. He's a nobody. And the Mighty Ducks are nobodies as well. I heard there was a big recruitment drive in Misha earlier yesterday. How did that go for them all? You were there. Did he try to recruit you, Martin? No.
I may have had one or two people asking me would I not just sign up.
Yeah.
To the Mighty Ducks. As I look, to be honest, I tried my best to kind of when anybody was talking about it and asking my opinion, I just tried my best to shut it down because I don't want to talk about that guy. He's not worth my time.
Exactly, he's not worth airtime. None of them are. None of them. Conway, the whole blade, a lot of them. They're just bleh. Good luck to you. Hello, Martin and Orla. Hope you're well. Not been on for the last few weeks. Okay. You're back now. That's all right. I still can't connect to the Clan Éireann website. I can't help you there, mate. Nothing got to do with Clan Éireann, to be honest with you. They probably have you shut down. 3,300 rent. Is that Masonic? Yeah. But look, I'm just trying to talk about it one more time. Okay. Do you remember all the dirt he had on Jim Gavin that he was supposed to release, that he didn't release? And do you remember all the dirt he had on the guards, on the servers that he had, and the stuff that was stolen from some court or something like that? We're going to release it on Friday. He didn't say which Friday he was going to release it. You know what I mean? So wasn't last Friday. Maybe it's next Friday. So we'll see what's happening there.
Is there a website up and running? That was supposed to be up and running as well.
For who? For us?
No, for the Wild Ducks, Mighty Ducks, whatever they're.
Oh, I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue. I'm sure James Conway will be telling somebody on a live stream, some black fella or some Eritrean fella on a live stream now one of the nights. So I don't know what he's doing with that shit. And then people come in and someone comments on, you're a fucking arsehole. He starts slagging people off. Wow. That's why pubs are closing down. Yeah, exactly. That's why pubs are closing down. Mm-hmm. They should drop it down, lads. You know what I mean? Like, and these big pubs.
Yeah, but it's not the point of just dropping it down. It's because of all the expenses.
Mm-hmm.
They have the rates, the mortgages, the staff, the carbon tax, the ESB. There's water rates.
Yeah,
If there's
energy,
pensions to pay.
energy costs is what.
It's everything they have to pay for. That's why they're rising the prices, because everything
And
there,
taxation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the VAT, everything. That's why.
They need to.
And remember, they didn't get the same deal as the restaurants and the cafes did. You know, because for some reason the government thinks the pubs don't matter.
Well, how many small pubs have closed down in the last since COVID? Like, I'd say half of them. I'd say half the pubs in the country have closed down since COVID.
I know.
You know. Thanks for the revolute, Paul. No problem.
I told him to do it.
Yeah, I remember
I
my
got the
dad
idea.
saying.
Someone gave me the idea earlier on, because we're like, it flashes up on the screen and I can't see it.
Dan Breen, I remember my dad saying you get 40 fags for the price of a pint, and pints were cheap back then. Yeah, I remember when 10 cigarettes was 42 pence. God be with the days.
Well, the cigarettes back 164 years.
No, I was just going to say it was not 2 and threepence, no.
No. We
Sure
were in the decimal. No, it was decimal when I was growing up. Yeah, just pick and choose what you read or what. How come you never read my messages, Booker? I'm going to be honest, mate. I'm not seeing them. I'm going to go back up through it now again. They come in here rapid. Hold on, Booker. I see one there now. That Misha era was kept on the QT. I don't think it was. Is that the one you're telling me to read out, mate? Sorry, I must have missed it.
No, it's been advertised.
Evening all, great night at Misha era. There you go, yeah. Another foreign murder in Tyrrellstown last night. I was listening about it. You don't know. It's full of black young fellas up there. They're always fighting. A lot of people moved out of Tyrrellstown because of it, so I don't know. The outlaw Dewey James has rode in on his donkey. Would like me to use a dialect that doesn't challenge his backward mentality. Okay. I'm just going through a few of these. I remember what. Yeah. Okay. Good evening, Mark. How are you?
Hey, Mark. How are you?
Michael John. I'll just get that in there, Michael John. Thank you.
You have to pay him for that.
Got Simon Harris voodoo doll out as it was Halloween. It kept the trick-or-treaters away. Oh, stop.
Is that for real?
What?
About the heart attack? Check that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be on the googly machine for a minute. Hold on.
Well, let's be honest. Like, I wouldn't like that to happen to anyone. Like, you know what I mean. So I'm not. I'm not going to laugh at that. I have the crack. I hope he gets it. I hope he's all right. You know what I mean. I really do. You know. Paul Hogg.
What's Chris saying there? Blame Orla, Paul. What's that?
I don't know.
Is he blaming me for
blame it anyway?
He's not that brave.
Owen is a Jew, but who's Owen? I don't know who you're talking about. Good evening, Paul and Smurfy.
That's he called me.
Smurfy. The main man, Dan, Mighty Ducks. Yeah, I love it. The Mighty Ducks. Do you remember that movie years ago with Emilio Estefan in it? Yeah. I just watched the news on YouTube. Foreign students getting paid here to study. Give it a watch. Send it in to me there, and I'll send it in to me there, and I'll have a look.
Yeah, that's true about the. He's obviously blocked and everything, and I'm just reading the overview of his Facebook and LinkedIn, and so he had a mild heart attack and had a couple of stents put in.
Oh,
get well soon.
Get well soon. I'm sure James will be able to run the show for you. It's only a few ducks, you know. So, same with BBs. What's Christine saying? That's why I blocked for asking when the info that was going to bring the government down was coming. I was the same. I asked the same. No, he hasn't blocked me. I'm not blocked. It's great.
Everybody loves Paul.
Everybody, yeah, they do, yeah. Kelly and Co are grifters. Okay, yeah, a lot of people are saying that guy is going to the pub, get served by a Brazilian. Just show you who serves you once is a nice point. Pub I walked in closed after 21 years. Yeah. Snapper, I knew a Brazilian, but she didn't have a Brazilian. Lads, come on. Pubs are a big part of the culture. Maybe that's why. That's exactly why, you know what I mean? All the little small pubs with the diddly eye music and the whole lot, they're the great ones you go to, you know? Blessed be the gatherings. Owen, I remember when I had to walk 10 miles in the snow just to change the channel on the TV. Pubs are where people chat and let everyone know what's really going on. Government do not want us peasants uniting. It's true. And especially during COVID, they did that. They locked us all out of the pubs because of that. You know what I mean? Because people would be going to the pub and saying, this is a load of bollocks, isn't it? This is bollocks. You know what I mean? Come on, lads. You know what I mean? Cop on to yourselves, you know? How are you, Jerome? Did you go over and have a look at that other thing the other day? Do you remember, Jerome? You said you'd drop over and have a quick bow peep at it. Do you remember you said you'd do it on the show the other night? I don't know whether you did or not, but if you didn't, it doesn't matter. We need more backbones to people to wake up. And I'm not afraid of name calling. Listen. I remember when I was walking in a bar and the Guinness went up to £3. People were saying it was the end of the pub. Yeah. It's getting more dangerous in Orla now. It is getting more dangerous in Orla now. Chris Bourne, Paul, you said earlier that there was a noise coming from Orla's mic, hence my comment. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were blaming me for something I didn't do.
I was blaming you on pausing the thing that I said where Orla was gorgeous. That's what it was. I seen Kieran Kelly was saying that Anthony Casey instigated the violence in City West. What the fuck is going on with him? Is he a planter? He did put out something to that effect, all right. Yes, he did. Yeah. But that was...
Well, actually, okay, no, we'll tell people what really happened. Anthony's obviously in a lot of groups, and Anthony made a joke, and somebody shot that joke and sent it to Kieran Kelly. So there are snakes everywhere.
In every group, people. That's why we don't be... I'm getting out of a lot of groups now. I don't trust a lot of people that's in groups now that I'm in. So
yeah,
we found out last night about a few people doing sneaky things. So, hey, they won't be in the groups anymore. And if they are in the groups, I'll be leaving the groups. Because have you seen Joe Rogan and Elon have been talking about the 10-year-old that got... Yes.
Yeah.
I sent that over.
Well, I actually have it there now, and that's what we're going to play now. Okay? We'll play this now.
These like lovely sort of small towns in England, Scotland, Ireland, they've been like sort of living their lives quietly. They're like hobbits, frankly. So it's in fact, J.R.R. Tolkien based the hobbits on people he knew in small town England, because they were just like lovely people who like to smoke their pipe and have nice meals, and everything's pleasant. The hobbits in the Shire. Now, the Shire, he was talking about, places like Hertfordshire, like the Shire is around in the Greater London area, Oxfordshire type of thing, the reason they've been able to enjoy the Shire is because hard men have protected them from the dangers of the world, and But since they have almost no exposure to the dangers of the world, they don't realize that they're there until one day, 1,000 people show up in your village of 500 out of nowhere and rape and start raping the kids. This has now happened, God knows how many times in Britain.
And the crazy
literally
thing
raping.
is,
It's right, like there's some 10-year-old got raped in Ireland like last week.
Yeah, there's literal rape
They
gangs.
snatched some kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you criticize it, you can get arrested. And that's where it gets insane. It's like, how are they not protecting
literally criticize
people?
it. I think it was the Prime Minister of Ireland actually, posted on X, because after that, some illegal migrant snatched a 10-year-old girl who was like going to school or something, and violently raped a 10-year-old girl. And there was the people were very upset about this, and they protested. The Prime Minister of Ireland, instead of saying, yeah, we really shouldn't be importing violent rapists into our country, he criticized the protesters instead and didn't mention that the reason they were protesting was because a 10-year-old girl from their small town got raped.
So here's the question. Why are they supporting this kind of mass immigration? And what is this? Is there a plan involved in all this? Is this incompetence? Is this ignoring the fact that they don't have a handle on it, so they're trying to silence dissent? Like, what is happening? Because if you wanted to destroy civilization, if you wanted to destroy Western civilization,
which George Soros seems to want to do. And there's just there's a guy I think who, I don't know if he's been on your show. Godsod?
Yeah.
Has he been on the show?
Good friend of mine.
Yeah, he's great.
He's been on multiple times.
Oh, great. He's awesome. So, the way he's got a good way to describe it, which is suicidal empathy.
Yes.
So, is that you prey upon people's empathy. You say you feel sorry for something, for some group, and then and that empathy is to such a degree that it is suicidal to your country or culture, and that's suicidal empathy, because I think we should have empathy, but that empathy should extend to the victims, not just the criminals. We should have empathy for the people that they prey upon. But that suicidal empathy is also responsible for why somebody arrested 47 times for violent offenses, gets released, and then goes and murders somebody in the U.S. That's you see that same phenomenon playing out everywhere, where the suicidal empathy is to such a degree that we're actually allowing our women to get raped and our children to get killed.
But it just doesn't seem like that would be anything that any rational society would go along with. That's what makes...
Wow. Jesus Christ, that's... At least he's getting the word out. He hasn't got back to us with the Shin and Adina thing either. Shin and Adina is still banned off X. So we're hoping he can come back. We've reached out to him. I've had a few people reach out to him. One friend of mine in particular, so...
Just the guy they were talking about there, Gad Saad as well, is a wonderful book called The Parasitic Mind. Came out during kind of the height of COVID, and it explains all about the social contagions and how the woke mind virus, as they call it, and how what's happening is happening and what's happened to people's minds and how nefarious entities have done it. It's very good. It's a very entertaining book as well. Gad Saad, he does a podcast as well, so he's a very entertaining guy. It's a very interesting backstory.
Angie Mulcahy says their groups can be dangerous. I don't bitch behind people's backs. Gladly say it to their face. I'm exactly the same. Yeah. I'm exactly the same. Teresa, I meant was Kieran a planter, not Anthony, by the way. Yeah, I knew what you were talking about. All right. Elon is right. They're playing on the natural empathy of Irish people. And make no mistake, lads, George Soros is the man that's pushing these immigrants all around the world. Mm-hmm. All around the world, you know what I mean? America, Europe, the whole lot.
Well, the other thing about the Soros money is they're paying and playing both sides. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. They don't care who's in charge. They just want everybody bought off. They don't care whether it's left, right, up, down. They don't care. They just want to be in charge. So, if you're ever in a position to be offered funding, do a lot of due diligence as to where it's actually coming from.
Exactly.
Or say no. Then you can't be bought.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. No, you have. I think that's our problem.
I was just going to say, herein lies our problem. That's actually been said, isn't it? That they're the uncorruptible were cast aside, weren't they? And they were.
Well, some of us can't be bought. That's why.
Yeah, but if you make a list of the people that were attacked. That's your real people. That's the people who cannot be bought, bullied, intimidated, influenced. Is what it is. Let people make their own decisions.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like anyone who knows me knows me. So I don't need to tell anyone anything. They know who I am and what I'm all about. Like I'm an open book. You know what I mean? And again, I can't be bought. You know what I mean? There's a couple of us can't be bought, but there's a majority who can be bought and who have been bought. You know what I mean? And are trying to take down the people who can't be bought. But listen, the truth, as I say every night, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it defends itself. End of.
You can be just told what to do, Paul.
He confirmed George Soros is behind it all. He is behind it all. Should we see it? I seen the
WEF and the whole of them, yeah.
Listen, come here and I tell you. Just before Biden took charge in America on the 20th of January, there was caravans and caravans of thousands of them waiting to come across the border, all with brand new Nike shoes, all with, you know, come on, you know what I mean? And there was even guys came across the border in flip-flops, brand new flip-flops. Now, if you're out there walking thousands of miles, you're not going to walk in a pair of bleeding flip-flops. They were all dropped off in buses. And look, this is a fact. They showed the buses and everything. And there was something like 50,000 came through in the first couple of days that Biden took office, you know. They reckon there's something like nearly 20 million came in.
Do you know what's hilarious though as well is that I don't know did anybody cop it at the time, but the amount of Chinese that actually China got a huge population of Chinese people into America in that caravan.
It's not just Soros; it's the whole neoliberal system and the cabal of ish and neocons and libtards. Yes. Liz Pepper, what's the story about foreigners taking pictures standing beside their house, seeing Indians and Nigerians doing it? They're sending them back to their mates. Hey, look what I got. These Irish are gobshites. Their own people are dying on the streets and they're giving me a 4-bedroom house. Look. Yeah. Ferg is in there. Hi, Ferg. How are you, mate?
Hi, Ferg.
I think Soros is one of them behind it, and I reckon there's others. We all know.
Yeah, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, all the old families.
All the ones.
Yeah. And that, see somebody going on about Soros being nearly dead. I guarantee you his son is just
his son will be worse.
No, he's an empty husk of a human. I guarantee you they found a way to transfer consciousness and they'll just literally upload old Soros into young Soros.
Does anyone know how the 10-year-old girl is? Is she in mental hospital or anything? I don't know. It's been kept very quiet.
Heard.
But listen, if anyone does know anything about it, our thoughts and prayers are with her. God bless the little kid, you know. Martin, man, Dan, exactly, Orla. That's what radical solutions and people are needed. Yes. What's the story, Martin? Move to the left. Paul moved more to the right. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I can. I'll tell you what. I'll run him back up there now. There you go. I'm back there.
Is that our flat?
I only got to sit on the throne for a couple of minutes.
That's my favourite Casey.
Trump got the other fella to backtrack on climate change. If Soros and Schwab are Zionists, they are.
Yeah. I actually, just when we're talking about that, I sent over a couple of Wide Awake Media, and they're talking about the digital ID, just in relation to the WEF and all that. Just what we're talking about, might be handy to play them.
My Ugandan neighbour takes photographs of herself outside her house practically every morning. Yes.
Wonderful.
Blessed be to God. Look what we have. This is beautiful. Sends it back to her mother, you know. That's what they do.
Must tell the Irish homeless lying on the streets to take a photograph.
Yeah. These are coming in rapid here, lads. Owen. They're slagging up Owen. George Soros is 95, full of stem cells. There's an Owen in the chat here now, and he's putting in a few different. He's not putting in that really bad, I don't think so. It's only if he does, he'd be gone. You know yourself. New apartments on the Bellegarde Road seem to be for foreigners in them. All their cars parked on the grass verges. Yeah, I'm here where we are here in Donohoe. They're after putting up apartment block up at the roundabout up there. Man, you want to see it now? It's like Ballymun. I swear to God, people gave out about Ballymun with the tower blocks and the this and that. These are just glorified tower blocks. That's all they are. They're all on top of each other. They're all 8 stories high. And you can bet you, I'll bet you £100, €100, that there's not, probably 5% Irish people will get that if they're lucky.
Wasn't there something about them changing the, you know, that like apartments and buildings have to be a certain size, that they found some way to skirt that, and all the apartments are being built now are actually little fucking shoeboxes. They're smaller than what would have been built 10 or 15 years ago. But
the price isn't going down.
Yeah, but you're not national doesn't give a shit about that. You know what I mean? They live stacked like fucking dominoes, like.
Padda Flanagan is asking the questions there. Why are all the nationalist groups not getting together? They're too divided. I'll tell you why. This is my take on it. There's too many snakes in it and too many grifters. That's why they're not getting together. If we all get together and we all do the one thing, they won't make the money that they think they're going to make. You know what I mean? They've been promised the sun, the moon, and the stars in order to make this party and do these parties. It's not going to happen, lads. There's no money to be made out of this. Trust me. Unless you're willing to stand here and do it for nothing, for the sake of your country and your children, There's no point in being here and fighting this fight. I'm telling you, that's just my take on it.
Well, the real reason is I'm a complete asshole and nobody wants to work with me. So
that's true.
And I'm stuck with him.
So am I.
He can't get rid of me.
No.
Yeah.
We have tried, but it hasn't worked.
They drive me off to random rural places and just hope I won't find them.
We just need to dig like a bigger hole.
I'm like that stray dog that just keeps coming back.
What do you reckon all the bullshit surrounding the fire in the iPads and Drogheda? I don't believe it at all, to be honest with you. They came out
there's a video going around of somebody setting fire to the stairs, but
I have it there.
You can't see who it is, so what's like, is that just more nonsense?
They tried to blame the kids on it first. They said the kids fired fireworks into it, and that's what caused the fire. And then all of a sudden they've come up with this video. This video has emerged. And I got to be honest with you, it's exactly like it was up at City West last week with the blading van. You know what I mean? Your man didn't even know what he was doing there. And to squirt petrol and light it the way he did, gobshite. Anyone worth assaulted, no, you don't do that. You squirt and you walk away and you throw something. You don't. That's not what you do, if you're going to burn somewhere. So I've been told. But
it's the time of year for stuff to go on fire. Halloween, there's fires everywhere, and perhaps somebody took an opportunity to do something. Perhaps it's a setup. Perhaps it doesn't matter. The government have created a climate where people are so angry that they're willing to do things like that. That person who did that, whether they be left, right, up, down, whatever, did not create the situation. The government created the situation. And it's going to keep happening.
We don't know who it was, Martin. It could have been one of them.
It could be state asset as well.
That's it. You don't know.
We one of the
very convenient.
How do you know? You can't see who it is.
This is what I'm saying is that if there was no iPad system in Ireland, there wouldn't have been a reason to start a fire. So, problem, cause, solution.
That's
the iPad system. The iPad system has to be dismantled, and that is priority. Tusla needs to be dismantled. That is a priority. There's a huge amount of systems that need to be dismantled.
Yeah,
greed is the root of all evil. Yes, it is. And Pat
100%.
says too many egos. I don't know. Yeah, well, there is a lot of egos, all right. There is, but the people who they're saying have big egos on our side, they're saying about us having big egos. There's nobody I know that's on our side that has big egos. Now there is a few from the split away groups. I could name them, but I'm not going to name them. People already know who they are. You know what I mean? Does anyone know how the kids got stabbed in Parnell Street got stabbed? No, because nobody knows. These men haven't even been brought. They haven't even been brought to justice yet. You know what I mean? And what happens with these cases like this? The government put a D notice on it, and there's no publicity on it at all. Nobody's allowed to talk about it, and that's it. They do it all the time when there's anything big like this happens. By the way, how is the gorgeous Anthony? Yeah, he's
be on later, Michael.
Yeah, steady Eddie. Nah, we've been trying for 2,000 years. Defeat have only been winning for 200. Yeah. Through the last 2 decades, they created an environment. What's he saying there? Daniel's going inside job. They're saying, yeah, definitely, man. I think it is as well. I see something today. 50 Ukrainians are coming into Ireland every day still. Of course they are. Why? I don't know why. For the health, for the benefits. That's why.
The reason they're claiming to come, it's young men trying to avoid the draft because they're still being dragged off the streets in Ukraine to be thrown over to the meat grinder. So it's primarily young men that are buying their way out of the country that are coming into Ukraine.
So that's why Micheál Martin wants to send our Irishmen over to fight in that war in Ukraine.
That is not happening ever.
Yes. So they'll keep the Ukrainians here, but they'll send our sons and daughters to fight over there. Yeah, that makes an awful lot of sense. All right.
There's lines I will not allow. That will not happen. And because my son is in the Defence Forces, that will never, ever, ever, ever happen. Ever.
Your man Riyad Boubacar is still in a mental hospital. That will never go to court. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I know. Paul, I believe that little girl died on the footpath that day. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I spoke with Anto Boyle, and Anto Boyle told me. Now, people are saying Anto Boyle is this and Anto Boyle is that. I've never had any reason to doubt Anto Boyle on anything that he has ever done. I like Anto. He's a good reporter. He's a good journalist. You know what I mean? He told me that it was horrific what he seen that day. You know what I mean? So I think she died as well. And as I said, the D notice was put on it.
Do you remember an interview was done with Ben Gilroy and a nurse from the hospital?
And Jeff.
And the nurse seemingly said that little girl was completely brain dead and that there was no hope. And so
I'm missing loads of your things here. Okay, Orla, what did you say to me there?
There's a few things there just when we're talking about, because we can bring in about the digital ID. There's a couple of just tweets from Wide Awake Media. So if you want to just play them.
Okay, there's a few different ones
on
here.
that subject.
Digital ID. Yeah, you see, I pulled them all down as videos now. So the digital ID.
Yeah, there's two of them there. There's one with why digital ID is a dog leash and that other gobshite. See him there?
Tedros,
yeah, him.
I have him. I'm going to play this one here now.
Everybody's hyping up digital IDs like it's the future. It's safer, it's faster, it's convenient. Yeah, well, so is a straitjacket. Keeps you nice and secure while you can't move a muscle. Let's keep this real simple. Right now, the government gives us IDs, driver's license, passport, social security card, etc. It's been like that forever, but here's the deal. Right now, they're separate. You lose your license, you can still pay your bills. You can still go buy groceries. Your passport gets taken, you can still get gas. Each card controls one door, not the whole damn house. Now picture one digital ID that holds every single key you've got, your bank account, your health records, your travel, your phone, your ability to move, operate. At first you'll think, man, this is convenient. One key for everything. No more passwords, no more fraud. Everybody knows who it is. It's me. But what happens when someday somebody else holds that key? They don't just control one door now, do they? They control your entire life. Okay, one click, boom, lights out. No money, no travel, no gas, no access. That's not an ID, folks. That is a leash, and you're the dog. The bottom line is this: freedom is the real currency. Guard it with your life, because if you hand it over for a shiny new ID, don't cry later when you find out that leash around your neck isn't coming off.
Wow. Marking the beast. I'm marking the right hand on the forehead and cannot buy or sell without it. Read the Bible, people. Yeah. Yeah. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's what Tolkien is getting at. Yeah. Undocumented males in Ireland are WEF troops. Yeah. The digital key locks the door to our freedom. Yes, it does.
Actually, speaking of troops, has anybody been up to the base in Wicklow? Do you remember Philip Dwyer did a video on it there?
Yeah.
I got told last night that there's training going on up there again. So if anybody's in that neck of the woods, they might go for a nice little walk up the mountain and have a gander and see what's going on up there.
Was talking to a couple of people who voted CC. And they voted for her Catherine Connolly, because it guaranteed that their children wouldn't be drafted. I wouldn't hold my breath on that one with Catherine Connolly. Are you for real?
Yeah, you seen her hands? You seen her hand signs? What kind of hell?
Yes, exactly. Digital ID is not you; it's their creation of fiction. The problem is society is steeped in convenience. Yeah, it is, and people will just, shit, this is dead handy. Look, how many people do you know that carry cash now? Everything is done through their phones now. All the kids, everything is through their phones. Beep, 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 beep.
No, I don't use my phone.
We were talking today to the kids. The kids were playing football there. I was at the match today, and we were talking about it, and we were asking about stuff and about old phones that you had to twirl the thing. And my young man said, "What do you mean twirl?" I said, "It was a dial. You had to do it. And if you had to ring the police, one of the lads said you had to go 9, let it go all the way back and go 9, and let it go all the way back." And kids haven't got a clue. They don't know they're alive, man. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. 500 men down the road from me in Ballyogan. Yeah. It's crazy. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've been told by someone who worked in the catering of that Ballyogan that it's worse than City West. That there's shit goes on there every day. There's fights. There's drugs use. There's everything. It's just gone through the roof with them up there in Ballyogan as well. And the women, the girls that work there are afraid to even go to work. I know one girl who has left. She's gone out of there, like, you know what I mean? But she was there, you know? Are we going to talk about the Muslims trying to get into politics? We watched Central Europe fall from it, and now our nearest neighbour, who once was so powerful, have been collapsed. We have to stop it. Well, you only have to look around you. Every council
England,
in
that
this,
says it all.
but look at here. Every council in this country has an Indian on it or a Muslim on it. Nearly every council. You know?
And this is where old school fear tactics need to come back into play, unfortunately, because that's the only way you're going to stop it, is that if somebody is too afraid to enter politics, then they're not going to enter politics. And unfortunately, that is the only way you will stop doing it, because Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Sinn Féin will keep pushing their diverse characters and keep funding them. So we as a nation have to dissuade them from doing so. Take
Mana Kilbride or Glenavermal?
I don't know. I can't remember. There's a Philip Dwyer video.
I don't think it's Glenavermal. I think it's the Kilbride one. Yeah, it's definitely the Kilbride one. Yeah, if it's the one Philip did, I think it's Kilbride. Yeah, I think Ferg is in the comments there. Ferg will tell us. It was Kilbride, wasn't it, Ferg? J.R. Tolkien did travel to Ireland a lot. Mm-hmm. The books are based on Irish sites, and Mine of Moira and The Flight of Mordor. It's the Burren. Few know this. Yeah, okay, fair play. My brother would have known because he's mad into Lord of the Rings. They can't control us when we use cash. That's why they're trying to get rid of it. Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Every country in Europe will be Serbia in 5 years. Yeah. Yeah, Ireland is even worse than the UK in many aspects.
Because we're a smaller nation and we have a smaller population, so we feel this an awful lot more. What is 80 million across the UK? Is there?
Probably nearly 90, isn't it? 90 odd.
90 now, is it?
I think. Yeah.
So they're having the population boost. So obviously you're going to see it an awful lot more. Like our capital city doesn't even have the, some mid-sized English towns that wouldn't even be called cities have the population nearly as big as Dublin. So we definitely see it and feel it more.
Yeah, that was Kilbride, by the way. Ferg just gave me a thumbs up. Yeah, that's Kilbride. That's where it is, not Glenavermal.
Yeah. So look, somebody just told me last night that there was stuff going on up there. So if anybody's in that neck of the woods, go up and have a Scooby.
Jerome, if you're doing nothing, head up there and have a look for us. Jerome is the roving reporter. I'll have to get him a mic. Lovely Ancestors Festivals in Ireland. Yeah. What's this? Poppy. I'm tired of all the analysis. We all see and hear what's going on. When are we going to take peaceful action on a regular basis? Well, peaceful action on a regular basis. Well, I'm going to just... we had the ladies from Listowel there today, hadn't we? I'm just going to...
Yeah, I've sent you on those videos. And there's one to mention Blessed Says No afterwards as well.
Yeah. I've one video. You sent me a video, yeah.
There's one video and just a couple of photographs over there. Listowel Says No, and a load of them are all watching tonight. So, hi guys.
Well,
hello to Martina and the rest of the crew down in Listowel. They do great work. I'm not down there on Sundays, but they've been out every single Sunday for years.
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years. Wow. Fair play to the people in Listowel. Well done. Listowel Says No. You're consistent, I'll give you that much. And you haven't been swayed by all of the... Have the mighty ducks got in contact with you? Yes. But there we are. Listowel Says No. We want communication from our government. Service is already under pressure. Preserve Irish sovereignty. And there they are there. A few of them there. Looks a good few of them there today. I noticed one or two people there, all right. Fair play to them. And we go another one there. That's it. Is that the main street in Listowel? Is it? Is that where that is?
It's the square. Yeah. That's on a. I think it's a Tuesday or a Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock. Used to have 50 odd Palestinian flags at the start of the year, and it's been waning and waning. I think the last time I passed it, there was about 5 people there. So that
I've just 30 seconds. I just have a video there. I'm just going to play it there from one of the girls.
Hi, we've been holding a Listowel Says No protest for almost 3 years now, and you're all cordially invited to the square every Sunday from 12 till 1 to join us. and Luke O'Neill will be at the Arms Hotel, or Dr. Death will be at the Arms Hotel on Thursday night at 7 o'clock. We're also planning a protest there. So hope to see you all next Sunday.
Fair play to them.
So Puke O'Neill is there when?
I'll be in Listowel on
Thursday.
Thursday. I'll be
Brilliant.
finished work on time, so I'll try and get some video footage.
Try and get a few people to go down there to Listowel as well. Let's go down and show Puke O'Neill that he's. I'm sure I have someone that will be down there.
Not welcome.
I'm sure I know someone. I'll text him in a few minutes. He'll let me know what the story is there. But
yeah. So fair play to the guys from Listowel. Yeah.
And it's
underneath that poll, do you want to put up the Blessington says no? There was a Facebook post, so I want to give them a shout out as well.
Indeed.
Because that says no group, if Leroy's on tonight, like they're going the whole time as well, and fair play to them.
Yeah, this is a big old post. It's just to read it, yeah.
Yes, because they've had a few issues.
Okay, I'm just going to share this and then I will read it. This is Leroy, is it? I seen his video from the other day.
I'm not sure. It's just under Blessington says no, so I don't know who posted it.
Trying to make this bigger. Okay. If anyone in Blessington or surrounded areas is concerned about what is going on with iPass centres being rolled out across West Wicklow, and you aren't an active member of Blessington says no group already, can you PM me or leave your name and number up at the camp? The people ridiculing, slandering and threatening us are trying to silence us with either political or financial gain. We are not a racist group. We are concerned parents and people that want to make sure that there is a safe future for our families. Lies have been spread, even to the press, against us, and we are threatened on a daily basis. This is not just a camp. This is a group of local people that are trying to stand up and make sure that the government and ministers don't use West Wicklow and think it's an easy target that they can do with whatever they want. Most rumours, slander and lies are started from people who don't live here. Yeah, hang on. Slander and lies from people who don't live here. They are using the locals against what we stand for to gain for themselves. We have made some mistakes. We're learning as we go along. We are all volunteers that have jobs, families and lives. Yet we give up a lot of time to raise awareness, go to protests, etc. We all have been attacked verbally and physically. We've been targeted by groups. We've been beaten, pepper sprayed, and some of us arrested. But we still get up every day and see what else we can do. If you don't help, we will soon be silenced by iPass landlords, government ministers, left-wing political parties, and the supporters in Blessington and West Wicklow will have nobody to stand up for them. Stand up or stand aside and let us fight for our kids' futures. Well done, lads. Yeah, fair play.
Good stuff. Well done.
Well done, yeah. Deadly. But please, lads, if you are, drop up and help them out. I'm going to be honest, people. Like the same happened in Coolock. It was the same people there all the time, and they held the fort, and they were there. Like, we were walking behind the scenes doing other stuff and the whole lot. I get that. But, like, you have to go up and help these people. You really do. You know what I mean? Like, they're doing it. They're not getting paid for it. They're living up there. They're sleeping up there. Some of them are, you know what I mean? Some of them are coming and going, you know what I mean? But, like, it's wrong, people. You need to go up there and help them. This is your area. It's not just... See, this is what we've been saying for a long time now. We all had to knock during the year. Do you remember knock? We all headed to knock. And there was 5 people from knock that was actually at that protest. The rest was all of us. We came in and we were helping out and we were trying to do this and trying to do that. Unless you're going to help yourselves, people, you're pissing against the wind. I'm sorry. You really are. You know what I mean? People from the area need to be out there and need to be standing shoulder to shoulder there. Because it's coming for your kids as well. Like, people, these don't care because you have a few quid. It's all the one to them. They'll just snatch your kid going down the street or they'll do whatever they have to do. You know what I mean? So nobody is safe. Same with the guards. The guards' kids aren't safe either. So, lads, you need to cop onto yourselves and help these people out. The guards need to drop down their bleeding weapons as well and stand with the people. I'm being honest. I've had it with them now. I'm being honest with you. I really have. You know what I mean? You can't stand there and let people get pepper sprayed and battered. And, you know, it's just, you know, a wage is a wage. I get it. A wage is a wage. But Jesus Christ, man, you're fighting your own kinsmen, your own people. You know what I mean? Go on. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's loads of comments. Anthony Casey jumped in there for a minute. I don't know where he went. Hi, Paul and Orla for sharing. It was freezing today, but they were out, hands frozen. Yeah, no problem, Sarah. That's cool. And I hope everyone from today is nice and warm watching us this evening. Yeah, let me just put up that banner.
Paul, because this is important to share. There's a post there on TD Barry Ward.
Yeah.
I was quite shocked to see this. So, and I'd say a lot of people don't know about it. Now, there's 3 screenshots, so there's a bit of reading in it, but...
Yes.
This, I think this says an awful lot.
Yes.
Remember, he is a city TD.
Yes.
And this is what he's representing.
Barry Ward, Fine Gael TD, a practicing barrister, is currently representing a Somalian diplomat accused of 8 counts of people smuggling into Ireland. How can a TD of the Dáil, a member of the government party, be permitted to do this? Who watches the watchers? Said this a few weeks ago. From the Irish Times court reporting in July, a Somalian diplomat arrested at Dublin Airport and charged, I remember this, and charged with people smuggling offences had launched a High Court challenge against his detention in an Irish prison, claiming diplomatic immunity. Mohammed Abdallatif Hussein, who was attached to the Federal Republic of Somalia embassy in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, was arrested by Gardaí at Dublin Airport on November 26 last year. He was brought before Dublin District Court later that day, accused of 2 counts of alleged people smuggling under the Criminal Justice Act, Smuggling of Persons Act 2021 at Dublin's Airport Terminal 1. Last January at Cloverhill District Court, he was further charged with 4 counts of alleged people smuggling under the Act at Terminal 2, Dublin Airport, on November 6th and September 30th last year. So twice he's done it. He has not yet entered a plea on any of the 8 charges. Barry Ward, SC, for Mr. Hussein, told the High Court on Monday his client has been held here unlawfully since November and was entitled to diplomatic immunity. A previous report in the Irish Times said that the accused was suspected of smuggling multiple women into the state and that his detention had intensified scrutiny. Am I boring you, Orla? Did you just yawn there?
Sorry, Paul. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, into this day, and that his detention had intensified scrutiny on how smugglers are exploiting official channels to move people across borders. So another cab rule situations then. Is Deputy Ward simply ensuring that Hussein has the defence he is entitled to, including bringing an application seeking his client's release from prison? Does Fine Gael have its own answers at the ready? Isn't it a case of what's good for the goose is what's sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander? Okay, yeah, that's the Barry Ward one. That has to be.
No, the state is prosecuting a Somalian for people trafficking, and a sitting senior representative in Dáil Éireann
is representing.
Representing.
Yes.
And don't forget, Martin, representing a man that should not have been here in the first place.
But the conflict of interest is clear as daylight. Like we don't have rule of law anymore. We just don't. We just accept it. There's no justice system. There's no law. There's no nothing. There's a couple of people on top pulling the strings on everything, on orders from outside entities. I don't know.
To ask that question shows you how little you know about the true nature of governments. It is a conflict of interest. He shouldn't be practicing as a barrister at all if he's sitting in government. I'm sorry, lads.
It's that representing somebody who is charged with human trafficking.
Look, if I'm a van driver, lads, if I'm a van driver and I get a job in the Dáil as a TD, I can't go back out driving the bleeding van while I'm walking. And that's just for me. Like, I know he's a barrister, but he cannot do that. That has to be a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Or is it just the fact now he's after getting caught that you have to talk about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
But it's all over. It's all over the time.
He's not representing an Irish person. He's representing somebody that he shouldn't have been here in the first place.
But think about it. This guy is claiming to be a Somali diplomat.
So diplomat, yeah.
Right, working out of Saudi Arabia, people trafficking. So it shows you how high this goes.
Yeah.
That the people at the very, very top in this country and outside of this country are not. It's not just gangsters and fraudsters and criminals. Everybody is tied up in this all the way.
I'd say if we look further into this, Mr. Hussein is a member of the Muslim Brotherhood. If we look into this more,
we'll do
Riyadh.
We'll do
some digging into that, yeah. Fuck this. How about Murphy taking a role and say Tralee says no, I live in Tralee. Protests about the iPass centres and overrun with Islam migrant drug thugs. Where's the protest against them? Fuck this. How about Murphy taking?
Tralee says no. I'm down in Kerry only 4 days a week, so it's hard to be on the ground. But reach out to me, hit me up on Twitter, tell me who you are.
TD should not have any other job. Yeah, I know. Yeah, fair play, Paul. You read that well. Thanks very much, Christine.
Gold star. Gold star, and you get to sit at the top of the class.
Listen, I will listen. I was up very late last night. I'm trying to watch old movies, and for the first time ever, I watched The Fly. Did anyone ever watch The Fly?
Oh, Jeff Goldblum.
Classic.
Oh my God.
A great movie.
It is until the end. And
don't say anything about the end in case anyone sees it.
All I will say is thank God I was not eating anything.
Isn't it? It's a movie that's actually kind of stood the test of time. That was made in the 80s. And it's still fucking good.
Yes, it's right. But I love Gina Davies anyway. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I've been kind of trying to go back and watch kind of, like movies that are just, the cult classic, shall we say?
With really
I've seen your page. That's a deadly page doing your reviews on them. Oh, deadly! I followed you yesterday. So anyone go on to TikTok.
You follow me.
Yeah.
Escape you, Paul.
Have you have a new page? Have you?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Well, I'm just starting it off. I need something that is not revolving around politics.
Is it on Facebook or which one?
The TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Oh God. Yeah. I'm gonna try and open TikTok on my computer.
I like TikTok.
No, you can stop stalking me as well, Martin.
Sure. Why would I do that?
Did you see the price of vapes? Yeah, did you see this? The price of vapes will double. Hard pressed smokers robbed again. Like seriously, like my dad smokes vape, my sister smokes vape, and my other sister.
Should be when it went up the time cigarettes went up,
But it's doubled. It's gone up to nearly 25 quid for a thing of vape now. It was 11, and it's gone up to nearly 25 quid. Like, come on, it's gone there from €5. Yeah, €5 to 11.50 for the small one. That's what it is. For the bigger one, I think it went up from 11 quid to 23 quid or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Almost €1 a smoke. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. Hang on there. We have young Anthony down there. How are you?
Well, how are you doing, lads? Can you hear me?
Is that Anthony Casey?
It is.
Who's that?
Oh my God! What's wrong with you? Why aren't you wearing a suit?
Yeah.
I didn't today.
Not good enough. Wearing a hoodie.
Anybody know this guy? Hi, how are we doing?
I don't recognize him.
Come here and tell you, we were speaking about you're going to speak about the digital ID, aren't you? Now in a few minutes with Rob.
Well, I think I see he's setting up already. Is my mic okay? I don't have a usual mic set up today.
Yeah, you're chill. We can hear you.
Busy day of phone calls. I had to jump on there.
But
we'll speak about that. But there's a lot going on. I actually wanted to highlight something there. I forwarded you, Paul, there real quick.
Did you?
The National Alliance of Concerned Communities. You see it on your WhatsApp. So it is the people of City West and some other people in Shinadina and a few other groups, local concerned people that want to do a vehicle protest Saturday, the 15th of November. They want to do it from all different counties around the country. A big slowdown. We'll put the poster up there, and that's something that needs to be. We can't be forgetting about this 10-year-old girl. Like I seen you showed Elon Musk there talking about it. I've tagged Elon Musk multiple times because Shinadina's account has been taken down on X for supporting this and posting that people should turn up there. And X being all about non-censorship. If you see my post online, lads, retweet it because Shinadina shouldn't be taken down. Now, I have set up another account for Shinadina. It already has a few hundred followers. So, look, if we have to rebuild, we rebuild. But it's a terrible shame when there's no real censorship,
Yeah. Michael John just said, "Hi, Anthony, looking gorgeous." I just thought I'd get that into you there. There we go.
Yeah, thanks, Paul.
I'm just going to, there you go, people. The National Alliance for Concerned Communities. Save the date, vehicle protest, Saturday the 15th of November. Multiple location and times to be confirmed. Hashtag she. Now, I know we're saying she was only 10. She is only 10. You know, she hasn't left us. You know what I mean? She is only 10, but listen, she was only a child. And what has happened here is call for solidarity. Anyone who would like to get involved, please contact an admin. Please make sure you're available to participate on the day. Yeah, it's no good saying you're going to do it unless you're going to do it. So please, if you can't do it, don't get in contact. But if you can do it, please do. There you go. There.
Yeah, they're going to do all the main motorway routes, I think. So if you have a spare hour of the day, you know what I mean, just get in there, get a banner on top of the car, bring a bit of awareness to why you're there. I think it'll be important. So there's a lot of good people behind this. So I said I plug it today because I'll be involved in it as well. And let's see what kind of lies they make about me this time.
Yeah. I changed my phone. Someone blocked me off Shinanadina. Okay, well, you wouldn't have been blocked from us, Flame Chef, to be honest. I don't know who it was. First, it was Paul that was cloned. Now, Anthony. Nice to see you, Anthony.
Good to see you too.
Will the real Anthony Casey please stand up? The one in the suit.
Yeah. Who are we anymore, Tal? Who is the real Anthony Casey?
We all know Martin is Martin because he just has to give one look and you know it's him.
Orla, Martin Murphy has not existed in years. There's a couple of different characters. Different situations.
We were talking earlier, Anthony. We are the unbuyable. We are the untouchables. Yeah.
The unbuyable, huh?
The unbribables.
Yeah, there's very few of them left. I have to say, and I you know, a lot of people think it's divisive to call these things out, but there's people hindering the movement every step of the way. And would you believe for 99% of attacks, we don't retaliate whatsoever. But you know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of these false flags and this false narrative, the Pied Piper nonsense. There is someone who's a self-proclaimed Mason. He's taken in funding. He is buying the movement. It's nonsense stuff. It's ridiculous stuff that you can't say it. You know, Herman Kelly and this guy, the self-proclaimed Mason, Herman Kelly, who, you know, advocates for leaving the EU, but if you go on his Facebook, he works for the EU and he's a wrote for the mainstream media, still ties in with them. That's the nonsense of it. The rats need to be weeded out. And there's another couple of rats there, and if he keeps messaging me, he knows who I'm talking to, I'll reveal him too. So I recommend a couple of people keep very quiet because I'm not taking any more prisoners anymore. Too much is at stake. People getting raped. There's people getting killed. There are threats everywhere. Our kids' future's on the line, and we said it before. We're not going anywhere. So just leave it off if you know what's good for you. That's the truth. And on a lighter note, the Deal of Heron has, if anyone wants to go to dealaheron.ie, the policy, some of the policies are down the bottom on the footer. You can have a look at what we're doing. So I think people would be happy with it. We would appreciate a bit of feedback. Don't forget, it's the People's Party. So we want to build the best team we can in time for the elections in a few years. A lot of groundwork to be done for that. So let's see how we go.
Pat Walsh is saying, I can see Anthony Casey being our Taoiseach. Listen, I don't mind. I'll step aside and let him have that. Yeah, I want the education gig. I want to stop the rainbow flags in the schools, lads. That's my mission. I'm telling you now. Stop all that.
You know what has become my whole thing in this movement, I find, if I've served any purpose, is that I've shaken the tree a little bit and people have revealed themselves. And although it looks like it's wrapped me up in controversy at every single step, the amount of people who just cannot hold their wish when people start talking the truth, it's unbelievable. But so be it. You know what I mean? And I see Martin nodding there, and we've all seen this. You know, this is.
I'm actually starting to think the other way. I'm actually starting to think we're a big bunch of assholes, and it's actually all us. And we're the problem.
Speak for yourself.
Rob is sitting down there in the green room there, so I'm going to bring Rob in, and I'm going to go and get myself a cup of coffee. So I'm going to bring Rob in. Hi, Rob. How are you?
What's the story?
Hi, Rob. How are you?
All good, mate.
Rob.
All good. Yeah.
I know this man's TikTok account. Big fan. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome, mate. You're more than welcome. Anthony, I'm going to leave this to you for a minute. I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee, so I'll drop off and I'll come back in. I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to make coffee. I'm still listening to you in my ears.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, look, I suppose we were talking a little bit earlier on, Rob, about the digital ID and things like that. if people don't know Rob, you should follow his TikTok there. He's doing a lot of great stuff, calling out a lot of things, and pushing something that is a dangerous thing to push these days, which is a bit of faith. What do you see right now at the moment, Rob, within kind of society that you feel worthy of calling out and speaking your message about?
Yeah, so I think really what I've noticed is like this nihilism that's spreading across Europe. It's an ideology that I think leads to a race becoming extinct on its own, because the more they get rid of God and the more that people don't believe in God anymore, they're just going to become more and more hedonistic. They're not going to care about starting a family. They're not going to care about cultural identity. They're not going to care about good morals. They just care about their own pleasures, money, lust, and things like such. And that's what we're seeing. You know what I mean? We see our birth rate is 1.5. We see the amount of abortions through the roof. We see people focused on their career so much as well. And it's just going to lead to self-extinction, and it's this nihilism that crept in kind of like pre-World War II, pre-World War One as well, like Bolshevism coming in, the loss of monarchies, the loss of like Catholic society. And ever since then, it's just we're on like this downward spiral. And they told us, oh, stop having kids, it's bad for the climate, but they'll bring in mass amounts of immigrants then to replace us as a people. And that's their goal. They hate Christianity. They hate Western society. So the goal is destroy them. Instead of killing us directly, we'll kill ourselves. So, yeah.
You see how tied in this is to the political class and the elitism. I think that this is directly tied into, let's say, feminism as a concept, where initially they marketed it as everybody is equal. And fair enough, everyone could get on board with that to a degree that, everyone's life is worth the same. Everyone should have the same amount of rights to speak, all that kind of thing. But I think when they drove up inflation and they pitted men and women against each other in the household, they knew the direct correlation that would be less kids, less family life, less what is natural to progressing of our own race, and people at odds with each other. And I think that's what we're after seeing. And they use that to, I've seen a lot with the abortion campaign. They marketed, people were like, well, this is men trying to take our rights from us. And a lot of people were saying, well, no, does human life not begin at conception, scientifically, biologically? And if you believe in God, then you believe that's thou shalt not murder. Surely if human life begins at conception, you're anywhere past that date, albeit there's maybe some emergency medical reasons, which are very much in the minority, then surely it's an act of murder. Because what did they say? 23% of Gen Z have been aborted now. We're no longer at a replacement rate. And this is being pushed. This narrative is being pushed by our political class. And this propaganda, which it is, where they tug on the heartstrings, another censorship. We've seen the censorship of the pro-life push as well. So it's definitely politically orientated or used through that vehicle.
Yeah, definitely. Like I done an open debate in Dublin there about 2 weeks ago on the street. And one of the things I encounter the most is like subjectivism. And everyone will say, well, I have my belief and you have yours. And it's like there's no truth anymore. They don't believe in these objective morals or objective truth. And once that's gone, then they'll just do whatever, and that's why we're seeing they're killing babies. And I'm always wondering, where is the line? What is next? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We see in communist regimes where it's the same. It gets to a point where if mob rule says it's okay to kill people that oppose the establishment, then it's okay. And that's what I'm afraid is going to happen. And we're seeing it. They've now made it that it's fine to kill babies, even though science says they don't care about science. They don't care about the facts. Even though science says it begins at conception, it's a human being, it has the same human rights as us, they will cry on and on about rape victims and if someone made a mistake and this, that, and the third. They don't want to face the consequences of a natural act. And That's what we're seeing, and it's in everything now.
What would your thoughts be, Rob, then on? So I'm a big proponent for libertarian ideals and personal responsibility. That, like, in reality, there is no justifiable reason for there to be an unplanned pregnancy in this country at any time, because there is so much contraception available free in an awful lot of cases that it boils down to the personal responsibilities of the individuals. And I'm also a big proponent of it. If you lay in the bed and you make that person is your responsibility. You know what I mean? This is a thing that there's an awful lot of abandoned children out there that were lucky enough to be born, but men have to take responsibility for their actions and take responsibility for if you want to play the field, etc., and do whatever you want to do, and you're sowing the wild oats stage of your life, you have to take responsibility of that. You should not get somebody pregnant, and if you do, you must bear that responsibility until that person is an adult. The abandonment or the abortion, neither are, I think, equally are as bad. Obviously, the abortion has taken a life, but the fact that there's so many people growing up without a strong male influence in the house, that's causing a huge amount of societal issues as well. It's just, we're supposed to be in pairs. That is just the way we're designed.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I feel like if we look at the statistics, 98% of abortions are due to socioeconomic reasons or because it's an unplanned pregnancy. So the argument of grape is just out the window. It only accounts for, I think it's 0.3% of abortions worldwide. So a lot of it is down to people just being selfish and they don't want to deal with the consequences, as you said. And I think rather than banning abortion straight away, because obviously I think that would be the best thing in the world, but I don't think it would work, we need to promote that people, if they are engaging in the natural act, the marital act, that they know the consequences and they're happy with the consequences if it happens, right? That people are looking to get married again, people are looking to have a long-term relationship and start a family, and also that mothers don't feel like that there's a socioeconomic pressure, because they brought in abortion in Ireland, but they didn't say, let's try and fix the issue that women feel like they have to have an abortion. They didn't say, let's put benefits in place where if a woman does have a child, she's able to take care of it, because then that's not going to make them money or that's not going to push their agenda. Because they do make money off of abortion. I don't know if it's as much in like Ireland and the UK, but I know in America, the abortion clinics make mass amounts of money. These abortionists make mass amounts of money. So if they fix the problem where women have a solution, then they're not making money anymore. So,
the social construct is a good point there, because really it is going that way. You look at the colleges and they have the sleep around culture, even in the TV shows. And you might even say, I'm going too far, but the likes of the Friends and all that kind of thing where, partners are interchangeable. They're gone like that. And that really, they really push that. In Freshers Week, they hand out not abortions, but they hand out condoms everywhere. And, they incentivize people to sleep around like that. And they say 98% are healthy mothers from healthy families, all this kind of thing, that have these reasons that they, want to finish out their college, or they, these kind of reasons that sound great in their own head, but we've sexualized everything. Everything's sexualized. Everything's ramped up. And I think that we really need to look at like TikTok and Instagram and all that. It's really, I think it's a whole different landscape, and people are made to feel, especially younger people now, that they have to reach a certain level of perfection, to be in the game, and it's all about this. And it's very sad. What I am heartened with, though, is that a lot of people seem like they're turning back towards the church. I don't know if you've seen these stats in America, especially, that the younger generation are starting going back to church again. And like, if there's one thing, even if you believe in God or not, I think as a cultural Christian, there's a lot of people like that who grew up in Ireland who don't necessarily have a faith, don't go to mass all the time, but respect the aspects of the Ten Commandments, let's say, or the Sermon on the Mount, that we respect each other, that, we hold value to life, that you love your parents, all this kind of thing. I think when they took that cross off the wall in the schools, they left it open for anything to be put up there, and that becomes God then. And right now, I think it's pride. And, we've seen that in the last few years, and we've seen Big Pharma jump on that and they have, and it's directly, they say that there's no consequence that's called pride. Pride is one of the deadly sins. The 6-color rainbow as opposed to the 7-color. That's all well constructed. We're just, as society, we're given these things, and we think we're rolling these out naturally, but we're given a path, and we have to sometimes take a step back and say, well, have we gone way too far down the line here? Mm-hmm. And I think we have when we're no longer at replacement rate.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it all began with the sexual revolution. Once they said they're fighting for abortion rights and they legalize contraception, marriages start to break down, lust is endorsed, and people are just being frivolous. And then gay marriage then as well, homosexuality begins to be endorsed, and it's just more and more degeneracy. And as you said, now we're at a point where we're at a replacement rate. I think the best way to tackle it is, I don't know, it's really tough to tackle this one because it's become such a societal standard now. You'll even have Catholics and other Christians say it's okay to have an abortion, or promiscuity is fine in your younger years. And getting married young is just so unfathomable. People laugh at it or cringe at it. But for nearly 2,000 years, that's how it was done, and society was great. You know what I mean? And
have you ever heard the passage? If I were the devil, it's from the 1950s. Have you heard that, Rob?
No.
There's just when you gets free time. This is from a pastor in the 1950s in America. It's just called, if you type in if I were the devil, you'll be able to find it.
I might find the video, Martin, if you want to stay going. Yeah. There's a video piece on it.
Essentially, it maps out what's happening. But this is 60, 70 years ago. This guy was saying that, and everything that he says has come to pass, and you literally have to just undo everything that comes from this this passage. But that again boils back to individual responsibility. It's about there's pride, and there's pride, being proud, and men have to learn to be proud again. It's okay to be there's nothing wrong with being a strong man, you know what I mean? And once you embrace that, with a strong man comes huge amounts of responsibility, and you have to bear the burden of that responsibility. And that's what needs to be taught more than anything to the younger generations that are coming up, to the kids, is that you're supposed to be strong. You're supposed to have be proud of yourself. But most importantly, you're the provider and the protector. That's your role. That is the man's role: provide and protect.
Yeah, definitely. And I think a lot of men nowadays have just become cooks to their wives or their partners. They'll walk on eggshells constantly, and they can't dictate anything. And a lot of them will kind of present themselves even as traditional, but at the end of the day, they're not being masculine anymore. They're being emasculated. Mm-hmm. And that's really my issue with the feminist movement. It gave this leverage to women where, traditional gender roles have been thrown out the door. But that's not true. Women are different to men, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. I'm not saying they're less than a man, and the vice versa, but we are different, and they don't want to live in that role anymore. We have a lot of devoted Christian women, but they'll still want to be the big boss CEO that runs the family. And it's well, that's not what God has implemented in the natural order. And that's another thing we need to tackle. I think even in this movement, we see it quite a lot,
I have that video there. Will I play it real quick so that people can get the context of what you're saying, Martin? Yeah. I downloaded it. I think this is the speech you're talking about. So I'll play it here and we can come back.
If I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have 1/3 of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree, thee. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
Wow. That's 60 years ago. That's 60 years ago that was put out, 1965. It's like exactly what's happening today.
You must remember that Paul as a teenager, do you, coming out?
It was 3 years before I was born, mate. Sorry.
But there's loads of little passages like that and little pieces of history. This was all foretold, and lots of people knew this was coming. And there's, you know what I mean, your grandmother, for instance, Anthony, you've told the story before about, you know what I mean, she spoke about all this stuff, you know what I mean, years before it happened. It's all written down in history. Everything that's happening has been already documented and recorded. It's about trying to decode it all and try and make sense of it and see what the end game is.
Well, we know somewhat, and this is why we were talking about this, Rob, as well, that this digital ID seems very akin to something that is written 2,000 years ago also. And this is where my nana was coming from when she was talking about the parallel between where the globalists are going to bring us and to what was written in the book of Revelation. So that's interesting. What do you see what I'm seeing in terms of a correlation here?
It definitely could end up being like that, because obviously, like, according to Christian eschatology, Mark of the Beast is more of an allegiance to an antichrist regime. So like, kind of like, if I was looking at it, I'm like, well, it's something similar to communism. So at the moment, digital ID seem, you know, they're going to market it as something where it's just, oh, your passport and your driver license and all your necessary documents. But that's not saying that it can't end up being something where if you have a digital ID, well, you can no longer be a Christian, and you must conform to a certain ideology that is antichrist. So it's kind of hard to predict without seeing where it's gone already, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I see these videos. I was actually trying to look them up there a little bit. Do you see a lot of Sweden? There's thousands of people in Sweden who have this chip in their right hand. And Sydney as well, Australia, where they just wave their hand over the payless, you know, this whole thing. I think I've really been focused on this lately to see, you know, you can see this creeping in. We could see it in China for the last few years, the social credit system. Then we knew that the WEF were modeling their whole thing off this. And then you see the UK lately have really started rolling this out. And we're only ever a step or two away from them. But they've frozen bank accounts in the likes of Austria for 86 million people or something who are not complying to this. This is why I really think that Sinn Féin should be focused.
That was Taiwan. That was Taiwan.
Was it Taiwan? Was it?
Taiwan,
okay.
Yeah.
But that's what it like. I think like that's crazy to think of, that they did that to 86 million people, and that no one's talking about it here, and no one's talking about what's happened in England here, and we're just waiting for these things to rock into, you know. I was talking to my sister today, and she was talking. I said, "What do all your work colleagues think of what's going on in Ireland right now?" I think that you know, there's so much racism going on, and refugees should be welcome here and all that, and you know, people are so head buried in the sand. They're waiting for everything to land on their doorstep. You know, it's a fact that, you know, you could say a million times, we're not racist, but people just want no 10-year-olds to get raped. How about that? How about no one gets chased on the street by men with machetes?
Yeah.
You know, how about we don't do that? You know what I mean? And how about we don't say that if people turn up and say, enough's enough, we're here for protest, not even acting violently, that we don't try tarnish their name. Like even politically, when you make a stand against it, people turn on you to a certain rate. That's an extremist point of view. We're gone so far from logic with everything, with human life. This whole abortion thing, bizarre stuff. You're throwing away babies' lives. There's literally, when you look at them New York court cases where the testimonies of these doctors who are crying, saying that they, you know, I won't even go into it, but how they did these, how they performed these things. Like if I think if people saw the way they're doing these things, even with the abortion.
I think I've seen the videos you're talking about there, where they put in the yolk and they cut off bits of the baby and pull bits out at a time.
It's
sickening, yeah.
Like you talk about, if I was the devil, you go after the most young and innocent and vulnerable who can't even defend itself. There you are, right there.
You do.
Actually, we have a pro-life policy. That's what I was sharing the screen on there a minute ago. If people want to go to dealaheron.ie and take a look and give us a bit of feedback on it, we'd appreciate it.
That's what you're saying. No, Anthony, it's people sitting on their arses watching us do the football and work. Yeah. It's murder, Anthony. Yeah. It is indeed.
Yeah, definitely.
All the other shit that's happening is to force the governments to bring in digital ID. I told you this months ago. A friend of mine was involved in the talks here for this, and they're saying that they will phase out money, but he told me that he was told they will just give a date and that's it. It's gone. No more money.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going to do.
That's what they do.
You know?
They just switch it. You know, they just click a switch. They have it ready to go. They have everything ready to go in that way.
Hi, Anthony. In your opinion, what is the next move for us?
Right, I think
that's aimed at you.
Yeah, I will answer that, and this is going to go down a bit of a rabbit hole here. But I think that they have the election sewn up, that a lot of people are selected and not elected. I seen this at the start of COVID, where all these people from the 1992 young globalist leaders class in the WEF got into power. Macron, Trudeau, Varadkar, all these people across the Western world, and they rolled out these tyrannical laws all in lockstep. And then we saw it. We ran the local elections, general elections, boxes going missing, ballot papers turned upside down, crazy stuff. We obviously we weren't even given the illusion of democracy when they took Maria Steen off. They could have at least gave her the last 2 votes and gave people a chance to have a choice. So at the moment, I can't see politics. We need, no matter what you do, even if you march them out of the door, you need something to replace them. But I think things are going to get a lot more severe very quickly. I think community digging right now is what needs to be done. A lot of work in communities, individual communities, but as a network across Ireland. I think we need to get back to the old ways of living. We need to get back to getting out and job sharing, bartering, learning the skills that we lost in case we get taken out of society. There's a lot of nationalists now who are no longer able to work. They have that whole industry locked out where their expertise are, and they don't know what to do. If things happen overnight, like Paul's saying, and they click a switch, like they did in the UK, or like they did in Taiwan or China or wherever else,
Vietnam,
then you need a lifeline. And I think that this is where I think a lot of Sinn Féin might come in. It's not the only place, but it's something that I've been trying to focus on now. As if we got up and run with these networks already on the ground, grassroots stuff again. I think that's what we need to do. We need to find our teachers. We need to find our nurses. We need to find our farmers, fishermen, tradesmen, and keep a network of each other, because there's a lot of people who feel like we're going the same road, and we need them people in Sinn Féin right now.
Food security will be the most important thing. So if you're in a community and you can get 20 or 30 or 100 like-minded people, you can start stockpiling certain items. It's easy to find out what you need to stay alive, what lasts and stuff like that. But if you have food security, you're pretty safe. That will be the big one. You can live without power. You can live without a lot of things. But food and shelter are the two big ones. So, again, in that community, is there one place that all the people could go to and pool the resources? You're talking about survival communes for a better word. So that's the way people need to plan now. You know what I mean? Or if a community could group together and buy a small plot of land, put a little timber, log shed or something on it, place to go and have meetings and discuss, etc. You can start your little your little bit of homesteading, your little bit of sharing skills, etc., etc. But a fallback position is what people need to think about, and food security. I was talking to Haulier on Friday, and he said I was kind of giving him a bit of stick, because I said, why aren't the truckers shutting down the ports? You know what I mean? To fuel costs, the tolls are going back up again. All this stuff, and he just said, like, there's no will there. Like, there's no unions anymore. There's nobody to organise it. Nobody cares. Most of the lads know they're going to get sacked or replaced by a cheaper driver, a non-national driver, if they step out of line. But he said 3 days. That's it. If you shut down the ports in this country, we run out of food in 3 days, which is very, very, very.
How long have I been saying this? I've been saying this since last year. We need to shut down, stop everything.
Well, a lot of people, Paul,
even for a day.
A lot of people don't know where to go. You say you're a truck driver now, and you're watching the Irish column, or you're watching a few days' time. You're like, yeah, I feel like that, but I don't know who else feels like that. Reach out to Sinn Féin. If you're a farmer now who knows another couple of farmers who want to help in locking down, slowing down the place, reach out to Sinn Féin. Let's put them networks together then. Your name doesn't have to be out front and centre. You can help build this in the background. That's what it's there for. So I think that, and I'm not pushing that because Sinn Féin is not a political group. It doesn't charge for membership, although I see a lot of lies being pushed out there about that. Like, this is grassroots stuff that we're trying to get people to come together, and there's power in the people. At the end of the day, there's power in the people. That's where it always has been. There's way more of us than there is of anything else. So right now, my answer, the next step is that we need to take stock. We need to look at what's around us and know, just, get inspired to do something. At the moment, Sinn Féin is doing a local homeless plea that if people get out and look after the local Irish homeless, there's over 17,000 of them for the winter months. That could just bring down a few blankets, going out on a Saturday afternoon or Sunday or Wednesday night, getting a few sandwiches and a coffee for them. Do something small for them in their local area. If everyone does that little bit, it makes things a lot easier. And that's community. And post it up in Sinn Féin and inspire others to do the same. Like, there's so much stuff we can do, and we come together and just put our heads down. So, yeah, I think that right now, community networking is needed. That's what I think right now, first and foremost.
Yeah. Yeah, I in my movement, I have like a small organization that I'm starting now, Era Ervar. And really what we're pushing is like an infiltration. So, we want people to act as liberal as possible and try and get into politics or be aristocrats in society, because the rich Irish people that we have are mainly like extremely liberal, and they're going to continue voting for the same parties over and over. And we're hoping that, since we're young men and women, that we can infiltrate government or even raise our kids to be members of government with the same ideology as the movement. I think a lot of people in Ireland were put in a tough position where they didn't get to achieve much in society because there was no incentive for it. And now they're kind of like, oh crap, I don't have any skills. I don't have anything that really makes me a member of society where people will listen to me. or have any power whatsoever. Which then in turn is leaving us as a minority, but we need to be the ones that are able to kind of change things around, if you know what I mean. That's kind of our goal. But it's even like it comes with persecution. That's why I'm saying we really need to be optical and be quiet. Not all of us, but we need to be optical and quiet about our beliefs. Like even in my own career, I won't say too much, but I'm already being persecuted for my TikToks, and I'm being told to take down certain TikToks because it's not in line with certain policies. And it's all ever since I started talking about Catherine Connolly, and saying she's basically a communist. And they want to shut us down as much as possible.
If you want some offline help with that, I've gone through that on 2 separate occasions with companies and social media policies and etc. like that. Just hit me up on Twitter, and I can talk you around how to scare the shit out of your employer and make them leave you alone.
Definitely, I'll send you a DM.
Oh, look at that comment. There's a good reason why Dennis O'Brien funds Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. He funds more than them. Well, anyway, we'll leave it at that.
Yes, he does. Doesn't he?
Oh, it's just like just beautiful, just perfect.
And we might, I'll just say real quick to again, you check out our policies on dealaheron.ie. There's a few of them up there at the moment. A few that are still doing tweaking that me and Martin have put together, but have to take a look and join up if you want.
I still want to bang out that Maritime and Sovereignty Act. I need to go back and just double check the figures on it and stuff like that.
I just want to read that there, Ferg. Those absolute dirty tramps, Martin and McEntee, have put the hunger strikers off until Wednesday.
No way.
They're not meeting them tomorrow. Listen.
Fucking
that's sickening. That is sickening now, I have to say. It really is. Oh.
They're just soulless. Like, literally, how long would it take? Like, they can't make an hour. Or even, do you know what the worst thing is? Like, if you were like, they're sinister politicians, but a sinister politician would go, do you know what? This will actually be a good bit of PR. Get camera crews and all that. I'll go out and shake their hands and do a little bit of head wobbling in front of them, and then I'll fuck off. They're so soulless. Yeah. They won't even do that. They've such disdain for the people. They won't even do that. Like, just I
think they should be put on the boats with the brown people.
There would be an argument to say that Micheál Martin should be tried for treason. There would be a strong legal argument within our current system for his comments in 2016 about we want nothing to do with the backward-looking idea of sovereignty, whereas it specifically says in our constitution, all of the constitutions, 1919 all the way up to 1937, that we are a sovereign nation. And he stood in Dáil and said, well, he wants nothing to do with that. That's treason as far as I'm concerned by an elected representative.
I agree with you. I just want to share this here. This is it for the 25th of November. I'm just going to share this, lads, just while I have it here. If we can. Concerned people of Ireland demand an investigation into TUSLA. TUSLA, the Child and Family Agency of Ireland, is meant to protect and support the most vulnerable. Instead, too many are being failed. This will be on Tuesday, the 25th of November at 12:30 p.m. at Euston South Quarter, St. John's Road West, 2 to 5, Kilmainham, Dublin. So it's I think it's the Tulsa headquarters, in the TUSLA headquarters. So please, people, if you can get out there, please do. Tuesday, the 25th of November at 12:30. Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's a gathering as well, Paul, at the St. Stephen's Green, 1 p.m. of Wednesday. This Wednesday. Just to mark the immigration.
Where is it?
At 51 Stephen's Green, Department of Immigration. I think they want to. Jim O'Callaghan, they're trying to call out there. So if people are around as well, to give that a bit of support.
Yeah, if we can.
Yep.
Right, I have a couple. Unfortunately, Ferg, I'm not surprised them poor people in government don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about anyone. Angela Leggett, like 1916, over half the Irish sit on their hands waiting for others. Kilmainham jail. The newspaper reads Easter Monday. There was a rapturous applause at the Abbey Theatre, but never mentioned as men lay dying in the GPO. History repeats. If only the middle class would wake up. I agree with you. And someone else is saying the youth is the key. Yes.
Absolutely.
But how do you, Rob? That's for you. Like, how are you finding your peers? At the moment.
I would say the majority of my peers, I've lost a lot of friends because of my opinions. They're just so terrified of these type of ideas.
Welcome to our world.
Yeah, like they think I'm this extremist. I'm Hitler reincarnated, and they want nothing to do with it. But then there's like a small minority that are starting to text me and be like, "Man, I really want to start going to mass." What I realize, like I'm realizing what's going on around me is just degenerate, and they're victims of it as well. You know what I mean? And they're joining my organization, they're sharing my videos. But the majority, oh my gosh, like if someone asks me about my beliefs, they literally look at me like I have 4 eyes. They're just, they're terrified of these type of ideas.
People are asking for your TikTok there, Rob. What's your TikTok handle there? What's it?
I had it up there earlier on. I was just trying to find the comment.
Put it up again, will you? Put it up again.
Yeah.
Go on.
I would just look for the comment there for it. It's or.o.b_1. It'll be right in saying that, Rob. I had it up here a second ago. So yeah, carry on. I'll find it again here. There's a lot of comments, isn't there? Well, they're flying in.
Yeah. Often landed hate chopper in City West. Yeah, okay. Anthony started all the trouble in City West. You were just talking about that earlier, Anthony. Weren't you, Martin?
Say again?
Yeah.
I said we were talking about Anthony causing all the riots in City West.
Yeah. Dirty stone thrower, yeah. Fuck's sake.
I know. Would you believe, right, the amount of messages I got, people believing that. Some people were so convinced they were, no, I seen the video and all. I just, you know what I said? Can you please post a video on the public spaces so I can have a look myself? Because I can guarantee not one person will tell you that I said anything of the sort to anybody. That's a nationalist. That's a man standing in Taiwan or Malaysia, doxing a nationalist being on the front line. Crazy stuff.
Well, you have to remember it's somebody in the country that screenshotted that and felt the need to send it over to give him ammunition. So, I'd say I think they thought we would just roll over because they said they were going to steamroll us, wasn't it?
Paul and Martin, they thought we'd roll over when they tried to go to some Ireland first. And now we're still here, stronger than ever. People are revealing themselves. They hate it. They're kicking and screaming every time we do a video. We're so irrelevant, they have to do a video with everything we do. Like, come on. All right, lads, just sit down. You know what I mean? And they think they're the big fishies.
Yeah.
Let's see how that rolls out.
Fishies here. Yeah. I'm
Paul's
just trying
to
you can contact
the shark.
Church on Fire. Someone's going to send me the message there. But there you go. You get us on that number. You can call in or you can WhatsApp us on 089 203 1521. You can also get us on at FitsyDub on X, at Anthony L. Casey, at Ruggermorph27, Ireland Force 23, YouTube, at Irish Column, at Deal Heron, Paul Fitzsimons Facebook, and Martin Murphy Facebook, and www.theirishchannel.com/live. You'll get us on that no matter what. If all the other channels go down, you'll get us on that live. And you can buy us a coffee there as well hang on there. Yeah, and I have to do this again. I've just been told to do this again. So if you can, people, there you go. If you can do the screen there and you'll get the QR code, I'll leave it there for a minute or two. We have to do it. You know what I mean? Rob's TikTok. Yeah, I have that Rob's TikTok. I put it in there a minute ago. So, yeah, lads, there you go. Beep that there, and you'll get us on that. Or you can get us on the Stripe there as well.
And just so we're clear and everybody knows, Paul, myself, and Orla get none of the money. Anthony Casey takes every single bit of it himself.
He doesn't his arse. He gets none of us get a penny.
I know, what he messing.
Like that's the funny part here. None of us get a shilling here.
I want them to screenshot that now and have that video out tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you know what they're saying? You know what I've heard through the grapevine? That they're saying that I'm going to put this to bed because I know one of the 16.
720 grand, is it? You have
720 grand a year that I charge Shinadina members €15 a week.
You wouldn't even buy
each of them, and it all goes to me. These lads aren't getting nothing. It all goes to me, and
I'm surprised it's not 43,000. You know, I'm surprised.
I see. Yeah. Well, you know, the funny thing is, one of them 1,600 people, and they know what I'm talking about, are in Shinadine as well. They know that no one gets charged anything. That's Not what we're about. Whatever about membership fees down the line, if you get more structured around like that. From Shinadina's 18-month inception, no one's paid anything bar if they wanted to get their own merchandise done or something like that. That's the only thing.
I'm just gonna read Kevin Coyle's thing. I'm allowed to publicly speak again in January. I can't wait. 18 months I'm banned from speaking at events by the Gestapo and the courts. I'll have one hell of a speech prepared. Squeaky bum time for some. I'm loving it. That will be interesting. Paul, in Ballinasloe, we have the rag flying. I don't know what that is. Traitors. I don't know what that is. Go on the Coyle. Yeah, that's Kevin. Yeah, I'm going to bring Orla back up there for a minute. Hello there, Orla. Up you come.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. See you, Orla. See you, Orla.
No, I want to know what kind of a steamy romance novel she's reading.
Well, actually, it is a little bit. Actually,
it's a steamy. I know a steamy romance novel when I see one.
Set in the 1850s in Paris.
I saw you doing this. Yeah, I saw you in the green room doing this when you were flicking through the pages. I know what you're reading.
The red room.
You haven't seen what's behind the book. Yeah, no, I just said like we're talking about the utter nonsense in the nationalist movement. So this is literally what I think of it.
Okay, I'm going to move on to a video here.
Actually, hold on a second. Something I want to ask Rob. Rob, I see you have Loud up. Are you from Loud or are you from Dublin?
I'm from Loud.
Ah, I thought you were you had a Dublin accent.
Yeah, no, I just because I'm from Drogheda, but I just never really picked up the accent too strong. But
just as well. Oh, just as
well.
Well,
I listened to a couple of your videos. I did think you sounded a little bit like Paul Fitzsimons, so I don't know whether that's an insult.
Guess what? Orla, even Loud has a posh side.
Hey, do you want to know something? I was born in Drogheda.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's where you get it from. Say Masba.
Yeah.
Say Masba.
See, that's what happened. I heard Loud was fantastic until the year I was born.
I'll tell you what. I met some amount of Cavan people at Mishera and in the pubs afterwards.
None of them bought you a drink.
Not one of them bought me a drink. He got there first. Good stuff, Paul. Good stuff.
Well, do you know what, Paul? For that smart arse comment, the next time I see you, you'll be buying me the drinks.
Did I not say? No, that wasn't me. That gave me the last one. Okay.
No, that was
my dad used to tell a joke about a Cavan person years ago, and it's probably a really famous one. You probably already know it. There was one. This thief broke into a Cavan man's home one night, and he ate all the bars in the house, and he stole all the soap, and he drank all the milk, and he did a number 2 in the stew and all. He was nasty. When the Cavan man had to throw half the stew out.
Did you hear the one about the Cavan man that dropped 50 pence? Hit him on the back of the neck.
Did
you hear the Jewish one? Did you hear the? Hang on.
It's called a sense of humor.
Yeah, just as well. Did you hear the one about the Jewish uncle who ran home and told his dad, Dad, I'm not saving 40 pence. He said, how? He said, I ran behind the bus. He said, you fucking idiot. You should have ran behind a taxi. You'd have saved a tenner. Enough about the Jews now.
I'm just going to say, Paul, the show was going so well. Now the glitches are going to start. And we're going to have connection issues.
Lads, I'm going to play this video from yesterday. Okay, this is what happened in...
Oh, is this the one in the UK?
Yes. I'm going to play this here now. Okay.
Coach G, and there was quite a few people coming through Coach G, and one of the people that were coming through, I had my headphones on, then heard them say, they've got a knife, I've been stabbed. And then when looking up, so they were making their way through the carriage to get away from the incident, from the suspect. They were extremely bloodied. That person ended up, when we pulled in, they were basically on the floor. We couldn't progress further down the train away from the suspect because that person ended up collapsing on the floor. So they were taken into an ambulance pretty much straight away. I think the driver did the right thing when when we like called the emergency or contact to let the driver know that something's going on. He pulled into Huntingdon, which is the right thing. Couldn't stop anywhere because anything could have happened. It was the right thing. We were ushered out of the station from the platform, and there was multiple people that had been stabbed that was making their way down, but the suspect had also come off the train as well. So while we were being told to come out of the station, the suspect was obviously running rampant as well, and I don't know reason. No one knows the reason why. The people that did witness it have actually gone off to the HQ. Statements have been taken, and they are now going to the police station to give further statements. The armed police were pointing to the suspect as we come off the train. I asked what that suspect looked like. They said it's a black male in all black, so a black hoodie. And then at the back of the station, he's walking calmly. As the police were coming through, like armed police, I said, I think that's the guy. And essentially, as they got closer to him, started shouting, like, get down, get down. He then was waving a knife, quite a large knife. And then they detained him. I think it was a taser that got him down in the end. But I only saw one person at that point. I did not see anyone get stabbed, but there was a lot of people being moved away from being treated for injuries and coming away with the trolleys. I'd say probably maybe 12 people in total. Initially, it looked like there was only about 4, maybe 6 that had been stabbed. But maybe when we was coming up the train, I think they doubled back and just attacked anyone that they could. I don't know if it was staff or passengers.
Okay, that was that one. Okay, and then the government came out. Anthony, you're sitting down there, and I'll let you back in. Then the government came out and said that they were 2 British men and that it wasn't a terrorist attack and it wasn't this and it wasn't that. So I'm going to just play this one here for you. This guy sums it up now in a nutshell.
Last night at Huntingdon Station in the UK on an LNER train, there was a T-word attack by an M person shouting the A word. Now come on people, you need to be able to say what really happened. There was a terrorist attack by a Muslim man shouting Allah at passengers while stabbing 8 or 9 of them, covering the carriers with blood. And of course your Home Secretary, this lady Mahmoud, doesn't want you to comment and speculate on the matter. Well, excuse me, it kind of looks like the real racists in the UK are Muslim people who hate white Christians, who want to stab them in these kinds of horrific attacks. You don't see white people doing this. Remember last year or so in Southport where another Ruda Kabana, black guy, stabbed a bunch of children? You know, remember the Manchester Arena bombings and so on? Who are the ones doing this? Like over and over and over again. Over and over again. Right? This is insane. You are at war because you have allowed in too many people who hate you, and for some reason, you're not allowed to discuss or debate that because you're racist if you talk about it. No, you're not. You are the victims of extreme, horrific attacks, and it's time that you call out the perpetrators. Call out, for example, the majority of men raping British girls. Who were they? Turns out they were not just Pakistani Muslim men, but Pakistani Muslim men from a specific region of Pakistan. Can you believe that? There's like a province in Pakistan where almost all of these rapists came from. This is disgusting. And if you can't even debate it, you're going down. All right? So speak up.
He's right. Okay, hold on there. How many have we got here? We're all over the shop there now. Well,
so
there you go.
How do you defend against this, given the restrictions on what we're allowed to do constitutionally in relation to defense? My advice, look, there's loads of websites out there where you can buy not stab proof but cut proof clothing that will stop you getting slashed. They're like sleeves and stuff like that. There's very few actual stab proof things you can get that are that aren't very bulky, that you can't wear all the time. There is some fairly expensive lines of clothing that are actually somewhat stab proof, but they're ridiculously expensive. But think about that. Think about just even the cut guards, neck guards. Again, you can get they're not going to stop a stab, but they'll stop a slash. This is the reality of the world we live in now. People you need to order stuff for yourself. Look, just protect yourself. Okay. Wear these garments if you're going somewhere where it is high risk. If you're on public transport, if you're going to something that potentially could be a target, because this isn't going away. This is going to ramp up and ramp up and ramp up. It's the same in Sweden. It's the same in the UK. You need to, ladies, carry your tin of deep heat with you all the time. We should actually, Anthony's gone there, but we should actually write a policy in relation to legalizing more self-defensive type items. I don't see why tasers should be illegal in Ireland. I don't see why somebody shouldn't be allowed to carry one of those. Like the pepper spray should be allowed again, but you'd rather put a person down than actually just trying to spray them and hope you actually hit them in the face and you can get away. It's very, very, very worrying times, and for men and for especially for women, but for men as well. It doesn't matter how tough you think you are or how trained you are, like that. If it's 2-on-1, you're more than likely losing that, so.
Yeah.
Martin Paul, what's the stuff Derek Bly is selling? Defense 21, it's called.
It's pink paint.
Okay.
It's red paint. That's what it is.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it does. It doesn't stop you getting attacked, but we'll know who raped you. Simple as that. Once you rape the girl and run down the road, there'll be a big red mark all over your face. It's not going to stop you getting raped, but we'll know who he is. Okay, if that's...
But I made a statement, because I'm a woman, that you spray that on a guy's face who is a proper predator, it's going to make him even more angrier. And that attack could end up being even worse. Because it's not deep heat. It's not anything like that. It's not going to sting the eyes out of them or anything like that. It could actually make things worse.
Let's hear what Justin is saying. Justin Susan, whenever you hear about a crime committed by an illegal migrant, the mainstream narrative tends to be, well, Irish men commit crimes too, which is true. But my response is simple. We have a responsibility for their actions of Irish citizens, and we are responsible for punishing them for their crimes. But if a migrant comes here from a safe country, destroys his passport on arrival and claims asylum under false pretenses, then we have absolutely no responsibility for him, and he shouldn't be here at all. I agree, 100%.
Well said.
Yeah, that's actually a good friend of mine, Justin. He's very intelligent.
Yeah.
But even in response to what he said, a lot of people, like when I was doing that open debate in Dublin, a lot of people were saying, oh, well, what about what Irish people do? But see, the thing is, our culture doesn't promote raping women and children and marrying children and being aggressive and violent. Their culture does. They're coming from a culture that is exploitive. Already their government is corrupt. And they feel like they have no other way to get out. So they already rob each other. They murder each other. And I said to people, what is going to stop them from the minute they come onto Irish shores that they're just going to change their ideology and become like good Christian people? Like, that's just not going to happen. It's ingrained in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%.
But it's preventable. We'll say anyone that comes into this country that is allowed in, well, not even allowed in because most of them aren't, they just walk straight in, and they commit a crime. That could have been preventable. Like, yes, we do have our own Irish that commit crimes, even though most of them seem to be on a break at the moment, as we always say. But, like,
I've said it all the time.
It's something that is preventable, As you always say, Paul, where's the Irish criminals? They all seem to be on a break at the moment.
They seem to be having a Kit Kat. That's what they're doing. I'm being honest with you. I've been in the courts. I've seen it. You know what I mean? Like, a couple of months ago when I come on here, I was talking about that 3 hour 4 hour 5. 80% of criminals in the courts are foreign criminals, and they all have to have interpreters, which are paid for by us, the Irish taxpayers. And it's gone ridiculous now at this stage,
Yeah.
8 months, Brian, is it? Yeah. But it's a planned invasion, all countries. It is. It's true. Yeah, it is true.
But you look at Iran. Iran has made it legal to marry a 9-year-old. Like, how perverted and sick do you have to be? They're pedophiles. There's no other word for it.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be allowed. They shouldn't be allowed out in public. They should be locked up for the rest of their lives. They're paedophiles. End of story. Yeah. And Iran have made this legal.
Yeah.
That's all we need to know.
Their prophet, the most amazing person that has ever walked this earth, you know, like when you say it to them that he married a 6-year-old,
yes,
they will deny it. But it's still, as you said, it's going on in Iran. And then you have that guy. I've seen Dr. Umar Al-Qadri.
Oh, him.
Oh my gosh, he was on X defending that Aisha wasn't actually 6, she was 16. And
16, yeah, seen that.
Yeah. And everyone's hate speech laws being brought into Ireland.
The funny thing about the lying imam is that he is through his book allowed to lie to non-Muslims, so he's perfectly entitled to, in his head, tell us lies. But they also claim that the text of the Quran is pure and it's never been changed or altered, and it clearly says that Aisha was 6 and he consummated the marriage when she was 9.
Which was 9, yes.
It says in the Quran you can marry prepubescent children as well. Yeah.
Oh, there's some sick fucking.
It's disgusting.
But this guy, according to his belief, is allowed to lie to us because we're non-believers. Look, the simple fact of the matter is Islam must be removed from Europe. It is as simple as that. It's not compatible with our society.
No.
And people say, oh, they're not all like that. Well, the problem is, and I said it before, is that when the radicals get here, the a la carte Muslims will turn their backs and turn a blind eye to the atrocities because it's our people. You know, it's exactly what happened in the UK, in Southport and the other places. You know what I mean? That people who aren't radicalized still did nothing about it because it's our people that's doing it, and we can't be ratting out our own people. So no, it has to be removed. We're a Christian country. That's it. If you don't like it, don't live here. Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's they're a bioweapon. Like, they don't even realize that they're a weapon to destroy Western society. It all goes back to a certain country in the Middle East. You know, I don't want to say too much, but you know, with their
it sounds like shoes, doesn't it?
Yeah. You know, and saying, oh, Iran has a nuclear program, they must be destroyed. All these wars in the Middle East. And then where do they have to go when their land is bombed to the ground? They flood into Europe. And they're delighted with that because they just want supremacy of their own race.
Yeah, someone was saying
what
that.
Mason symbols are you at up there in the corner?
They're not Mason symbols.
You need to be subtle. Try and be subtle doing it.
Fuck's sake.
Was that subtle enough for you?
I don't know what that was. I thought we had Derek Davis on there. We playing the game. Remember that?
Roll it there, Colette. Yeah.
He's a book.
Okay, I tell you, I'm gonna go with that. I have a couple of vaccine things here, Martin. If you want to jump off.
Yeah, like I'll see you, lads. Good luck. I actually had a great conversation with Cal last night, kind of before it kicked off, in relation to vaccines and stuff like that. He's lovely. Cat and Cal are two of the nicest people. Oh my god, unbelievable.
They are. Right, I'm going to go with this. This is the largest peer-reviewed study. This is from my mate, Dr. Peter McCullough.
The largest autopsy series in the world, 325 autopsies of COVID-vaccinated people who dropped dead a few hours or a few days or a few weeks after taking the COVID-19 vaccine. We did a rigorous review of these autopsies, and we found that about 74% of the cases of sudden death were caused or contributed to by the vaccine. That is now a peer-reviewed paper that's going to be published.
So in the largest autopsy series published to date, I know because I'm the senior author, of all the deaths we examined, and we re-reviewed them. We had an adjudication committee. We had ways of arbitration deciding on did the vaccine cause death. The answer is, of these cases that came in for autopsy after vaccination, 73.9% of individuals, it was determined that the vaccine was the cause of death. First author is Holscher and colleagues, who's sitting right behind me.
And the reason I'm telling you that is that there is more evidence coming every single day. And it's not a little bit of evidence. It's not a case report here that they're going to dismiss, or a case report there, or a paper that the Lancet is going to take down and say, don't look at this autopsy series and we'll just bury it and make sure it never sees the light of day. There's going to be a tsunami of evidence of the harm of these COVID-19 vaccines, whether it's harming children, pregnant women, adults. And my message to the politicians is get ahead of this.
Wow. We already knew this. He said there's going to be a tsunami of, there's already a tsunami out there of what's going around. You know what I mean? We've seen all the papers. We've seen these lads are doing great work with these peer-reviewed studies. You know what I mean? They cannot be reviewed. You know what I mean? Like it's there for everyone to see now. Yeah. And I can go around and ask the five of us that's on this. How many people do you know that have died from the vaccines? I know a couple of people. How many people do you know have cancer now because of the vaccines? Yeah. I know 4 or 4. I know five at this moment in time. So it's the evidence is out there. People just need to open their eyes. Yeah, I've lost count as well.
I am on my Instagram, Paul. Nearly every day, I put up all those studies that are all reviewed. If anyone ever wants to take a look or to point their family or friends in the right direction, the stuff I put up on my story of my Facebook and Instagram, usually all these, they're usually all the studies that are coming out about this stuff, turbo cancers and the likes, scary stuff, infertility, all that. So yeah.
And do you have any? Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead,
Rob.
Yeah, I was just wondering, do you have any, like solutions for people that did take it? Unfortunately, I took it. I was told by my college I had to take it. I didn't know, what we know now.
Yeah.
And I haven't been right ever since I took it. Do you know anything that
we have a protocol? Yeah. Anthony will share it with you there.
I'm gonna put it into the comments again because it is important, Rob. Every time I talk about it, look, all my family and a lot of my friends took it, and who can blame them because of the propaganda that was pushed out there?
Yes, people were forced and bullied.
Yeah, and exactly, and is it like that for jobs, for every reason, access to anything? But I have shared Dr. Peter McCullough's protocol to it's a base spike protein detox, and people have come back and said, I really feel way better after it. My sister is taking it. People in the O'Hare in the members group, I see them at the taking it. I'm just at the putting it into the comments there if anyone wants to take a look. And you can get a lot of this stuff on iherb.com, ie.iherb.com. You can get all the stuff on it. So that's the exact protocol there. This show is live now, but it can be played back afterwards anytime. Screenshot that, take a note of it, because it's important to offer solutions rather than just give them one shot of what happened before, because a lot of people are sitting at home thinking I got that and they're terrified and it causes anxiety. There is a lot of help out there.
I'm going to put that up there as well. You can get fenbendazole. There you go, fenbendazole for £229.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. It's a fenbendazole 250 gram powder, purity 99%, by Fenben Labs, 222 milligrams, measured in a spoon. Now, my friend takes it. He takes about 10 of these little spoons into a yogurt, mixes it around, mills it. You don't even taste it. But he takes them every day. Now, when I say there's a spoons, they're only little tiny spoons. You know what I mean? It's only like a little tiny spoon. But that's the stuff there. For I think it works out at €300 to buy it, and it lasts you about 3 or 4 months. But fenbendazole is getting rid of cancer. It's getting the guy who actually sent this to me. His sister had a tumor, had 2 tumors. And after taking this for about 4 weeks, the tumors disappeared altogether. Now, and that's him telling me that himself. So that's it there, people. Fenbendazole, if you want to get that. You can also get ivermectin as well, but you can get that. There it is there, fenbendazole. So, yeah, okay. We did put up the protocol there, didn't we, Anthony? Did you put it up there?
You did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. And there's also a protocol you can take every day. I've taken it for the last 4 years. And it's a mix of zinc, vitamin D, vitamin C, and a thing called quercetin, which is a derivative of apple peels. And it actually came from Dr. Zelenko. And it actually protects your immune system against any viruses. It doesn't matter whether it's the cold, flu, chest infection, the RSV, the vomit and bug. It protects against all viruses, and you take it every day. And you can get like any of those vitamins, you can get them in Holland and Barrett or any chemist or whatever. And you just take what's on the bottle, you know. But I have to say, like, in 4 to 5 years, like, I'm never sick. Do you know, even people going around with vomiting bugs and all that, it protects against everything. Like I have to say, it's absolutely brilliant because it stops the RNA replication that these viruses do. That's what it prevents, you know, them replicating. And actually, Paul, I was looking up the protocol. I sent you on a picture because I just want to prove something I've spoken about on a few occasions. I just sent it on to the WhatsApp. Now, this might be a little bit, just be warned before it comes up. It's a bit.
Is this just a picture?
It's a picture, yes.
Okay, yes. I think I know what this is, but go on, I'll let you say it. I'll let you talk about it.
Zoom in a little bit. Now, can you see the darker red in the middle?
Yeah.
That is a clot.
Yeah.
I've spoken about a young girl that I know that when she is around people who have recently taken the shots, she ends up with a nosebleed the next day, and these clots come out of her nose. And that is from shedding. And it only happens when she's around people who have taken the mRNA. Now, I did say as well, she has had this happening to her when she's been around people who have taken the flu shots. So they have changed what's in those flu shots as well. They've obviously added in the mRNA in there, and they're not.
Now that you say that, I have this here. It's only at 39 seconds long. This is studies that have been done to say the flu shots cause flu more so than that. Let's just give us this.
Clearly, these two studies show that not only does the flu vaccination increase your risk of flu by 27%, and that study was by Shrestha and colleagues out of the Cleveland Clinic. Over 40,000 people were in that study. So this is a robust study, you know, very credible. And then the other study found 340% increased risks of other viruses when you get the flu shot. And so not only are you getting more flu, you're getting more coronaviruses and more infections, and it's just ridiculous.
So there you go.
Remember we featured here in the last week about the Cleveland study, which said if you take the flu shot, you are 27% more likely to get the flu.
Well, Orla, did you see that they have 80% of nurses in the UK have said no to the flu shot this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll just tell you, you know.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? And why are they giving a flu shot to children? I mean, when we were all growing up, right, and we're slightly older than you, Rob. Well, I mean, Paul is a lot older than you, but the rest of us are only slightly older. But, like, the flu shot was given to people who were 60 and above. Never was it given to anyone under the age of 60. And now they're giving it to feckin' babies. It's just ridiculous.
Okay, so riddle me this. Okay, if the flu shot is so good and it's so brilliant at stopping the flu, how come flu cases have risen every year since the flu shot has been introduced? It makes no sense. You know what I mean?
Paul, where did the flu disappear to in 2020? It disappeared.
No, you haven't. It didn't disappear. They rebranded it as COVID-19. That's what happened. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. And I have it. Martin's coughing there now. Oh, he's at the catching something. But,
Martin, you're gonna spread it to the rest of us now.
Yeah, I'll give you an internet virus. Yeah. No, I smoke. That's why I have a cough.
Yeah.
Okay, I've another one here now. This is the polio vaccine. This is RFK talking about this, and then we'll move away from vaccines, and I want to talk about Tedros. He wants us all to eat bugs and crickets. So
here's the problem: the polio vaccine contained a virus called simian virus 40, SV40. It's one of the most carcinogenic materials that is known to man. In fact, it's used now by scientists around the world to induce tumors in rats and guinea pigs in labs. But it was in that vaccine. 98 million people who got that vaccine in my generation got it. And now you've had this explosion. of soft tissue cancers in our generation that kill many, 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 many more people than polio ever did. So if you say to me that the polio vaccine was effective against polio, I'm going to say yes. And if you say to me, did it kill more people, did it cause more deaths than avert, I would say, I don't know, because we don't have the data on that.
There's no actual data. Isn't that crazy?
If you
know what I mean?
Look at the charts, the polio virus was on its way out when the vaccine was introduced. The vaccine did not stop polio. It was already on its way out.
After the rollout of the vaccine, they also changed how they diagnosed polio. So there was meddling from the medical institutions even back then. That's a big thing that they changed how they defined what a case of polio was. So on paper, it looked like that the vaccines had done miracle work or anything like that, but it wasn't. They just weren't actually they weren't diagnosing polio as polio anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's this now? The children's flu shot spreads the flu. Yeah, that's mRNA as well. So my kids won't be getting it, and my kids. Yeah.
That girl only gets those blood clots when she's around somebody that's taken the mRNA. That's only when it happens.
And yet the family doctor told my grandparents to get the flu and COVID jabs. These professionals have no shame. I'm sick with worry over it because these get paid. They get paid plenty of money for this. That's it. You know what I mean? Like
€60. I don't know what to get for the flu shot, but €60 to get for the COVID.
Well, it's probably £100 for the two of them. And if they have, how many have they got in their thing? Probably 500, a couple of thousand. You wouldn't know how many they'd have in the in their practice. I think it's every 1 in 6 child now diagnosed with autism.
Don't know, Chris.
It was. In 1985, it was 1 in the US. It was 1 in 30,000 had autism, and now I think it's 1 in 11 in the US. Now you have to look. The US have 390 million people living there. You know what I mean? So 1 in every 11 has that, and the only thing that was brought in since 1985 was the vaccine. But let's not look at that. It's not the vaccine. You know what I mean? It has to be.
The babies are getting 72 shots. So
yeah.
Put 2 and 2 together there.
Alan Bourne is 45 and never had a blood test. Never mind the vaccine. I'm the same. I haven't had a blood test either. And people keep telling me, you have to go and get your bloods done. You have to. If it's all right, don't break it. That's the way I look at it. You know what I mean? What's the point in going looking for something? If you go looking for something, you'll find it. If it's going to come out, it'll come out itself. You know what I mean?
Have you not been for your prostate check? No.
None of that shit. No, there's nobody. The watertight seal is
on,
still
Paul.
there.
You need to get your prostate checked.
No,
Paul.
I don't.
You're really
grand. Yeah, no, you're all right. Fuck off. The watertight seal's still intact, brother. You're okay. No.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I know poor Rob's going, dear God, what show have I come on here? Go back to spaces. Gavon doesn't have this talk on.
This is great.
It's a healthy mix of very, very serious stuff and then some not so
serious
stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. An inconvenient study by Del Bigtree, and I have to say Del Bigtree is the man. The Highwire is a must watch. I will probably get it on Rumble. Not sure about YouTube. You won't get it on YouTube. You'll get it on Rumble. I might post it up on our thing later. I might download it and I'll put it up on our YouTube. See how long that lasts. The vet will check it, Paul.
Yeah. Do you know who could check? Do you know who could check Paul? An archaeologist.
Yeah, you're all right. One of them big bones. Yeah, you're all right.
Are you gonna be looking for fucking Egyptian hieroglyphs on his fucking backside?
The TB care facility gave a warning they can't cope with the significant rise of TB, especially to under 1-year-olds. Now, TB was eradicated in this country years ago. You know what I mean? And I remember listening to Dr. or Professor, what's her name? Dolores Cal, and she was talking about TB. TB kills 800,000 people a year in the world. Did you know that? Like, that's a pandemic in itself, and nobody talks about it. You know what I mean?
Sure, it killed millions. It was a consumption.
Go back to nature, clever water in spring, sticky bastards, boost immune system after winter. Then nettle tea is an antihistamine for the summer. Berry in autumn and build up your vitamin C for the winter. Add in cloves for anti-parasitic and cinnamon, honey and lemon and whiskey. You need the whiskey, don't you? You do. For an old We're very rarely sick here in the last few years, although pepper spray wrecks your lungs. Yes, it does. Fair
That
play
was
to you,
actually.
Leroy.
So we all remember when we grew up. Like you
Yeah.
were out in the field and you could be eating shite. Nobody cared. Like nobody cared. And yet kids were so much healthier, like, you know, than what they are nowadays.
The nettle thing
There you
is
go,
really
Martin.
interesting. Yeah, the
Martin
nettle thing
Paul
is
needs a good-looking nurse. Angela, is that an offer?
that's an offer. And
Angela.
the nettle thing is really important. Nettles are actually so good for you. There's a
Yes.
doctor that
Yeah.
you see him stinging himself, and it's so good for your immune system. And there's something about the nettle stings that basically eliminate an awful lot of problems. You eventually get tolerant. You don't even feel the stings anymore, and you're saying all of the new growth. You can just eat it, make tea out of it, boil it, whatever. But they're so good for you. Nettles. But, and like I said, especially for people with allergies,
Yes. Yes.
actually stinging yourself with the nettle. If you keep doing it, you eventually won't have allergies anymore.
Derek McLaughlin. Okay, was that it, Derek? That hand gesture you're referring to was a Masonic. Is tool used to keep calm when speaking? Oh, is that what it is? That's why I'm doing it then. I'm trying to keep calm. Yeah, I don't know.
Why do they need to keep calm when they're speaking? Is it because they know that they're basically
because they're telling lies? Yeah,
Well, the word of the devil.
Yeah. Have to look into nettles. Yeah, I tell you, I take it as well.
And,
I take dandelion root.
Dandelions, yeah, are brilliant as well.
I have a dandelion root tea every morning before I head out. Yeah, or before I head anywhere. Like, it's only little capsules. I take them out. They're like powder. 2 of them into it. You make it. Now, it tastes like shit. It tastes like muck, you know what I mean? But hey, listen, if it's good for you, I'll take it, you know?
For
dandelion flower.
good.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, I think we're nearly...
Do you want to play that Ted Rose?
Yes, this fucking needs it. Oh.
Yeah.
Our food systems are harming the health of people and planet. Food systems contribute to over 30% of greenhouse gas emissions and account for almost 1/3 of the global burden of disease. Transforming food systems is therefore essential by shifting towards healthier, diversified, and more plant-based diets. If food systems delivered healthy diets for all, we could save 8 million lives per year. WHO is committed to supporting countries to develop and implement policies to improve diets and fight climate change. I'm therefore very pleased that over 130 countries have signed the COP28 UAE Declaration on Climate and Health. Together, we can protect and promote the health of both people and planet.
Yeah, maybe somebody should ask him what about the war crimes he was committed of over in, where was it? Ethiopia?
Ethiopia,
No,
yeah.
the only one who is a danger to this world is the likes of himself and a few of his pals.
Yeah, I agree. Tedros, his lips are moving, so he's telling lies.
Exactly.
It's true. Mm-hmm. Like, I think, wasn't he a leader of the Tigray liberation, whatever, terrorist organization?
Yeah, but you committed war crimes.
1.5 egg of meat a year, yeah.
Paul,
someone
I have to jump.
in.
Paul, I have to jump off there.
Okay, so we're going to finish up now in a minute. Anyway, but someone's at the text to be in there. St. Matthew's Church in Ballyfermot is on fire. A lot of guarded presence. The church is on fire. You have friends in Bally there, Anthony. Can you check it out or put it out in the group there to find out?
St. Matthew's Church, right? The roundabout.
Yeah.
Oh no, maybe it's not the roundabout.
Big one, isn't it?
Is it? I think it might be. I'll ask the question there. There's a few. I've seen a few. My friends from Ballyfermot were in the comments there earlier on. So on Facebook. So if they haven't seen it now, I'll ask the question.
Oh my gosh,
that's another church.
Another church.
Good night, and God bless you all. Christ is King. Need a huge turnout at Tusla on the 25th. Make sure that you're here. You're there. Okay, this is the hill we die on. No, you're right, Ferg. Yeah. If I'll have a chat with you tomorrow about it, and we'll keep promoting it. Don't you worry, it will be promoted. Fair play. So good night and God bless. Ferg. Yeah, talk to you later. TikTok. What's this? Someone's at the sending me in. Hold on, now we could have a video for this. That's the brilliant thing about the live show. You know what I mean? It's people send you in stuff. You know.
Is this about the church?
Yeah. Oh Jesus! Look at this. No,
where's the Catholic Church coming out and the Pope?
Oh my God!
About all the churches all over Europe been destroyed, and they're not all electrical faults.
Oh my God! This doesn't look good. I'm being honest with you. Jesus, this doesn't look good. Let me just pull this down.
Yeah, Rob needs to come back on again. Fair play, Rob.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Rob, I need a new co-host.
I'm down. I've been wanting to start a live show for so long. You know what I mean? This is great.
Come here and I tell you, you should do this yourself. You should do one yourself. Pick a slot one of the nights during the week. You can use this. We can set it up for you. You can come in and have it with whoever you want. So yeah, that's no problem.
Rob, you can even borrow Angel if you want. It's backdrop.
Yeah. You can even have my studio here. You can move in here for a night. You know what I mean?
The posh gaffer.
And you can have the angry man in the corner if you want as well.
Yeah. That's not wrong. You don't want the angry man in the corner.
Look at the face.
I'm actually I'm quite pleasant today.
Yeah, for
lads,
once.
I tell you, this looks bad. This looks bad, lads. I'm being honest with you.
China, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is.
Jeez, I wonder what happened.
Wow. An electrical fire, I'd say. Somebody left a candle burning in the church, or something like that. Yeah.
This is terrible.
Wow. That is disgusting. It really is now.
Is that video over on X, or where is it?
It was sent to me there
It's on TikTok, yeah. I'm just seeing.
It's on TikTok. I'll send it to you now, Orla. I'll send it to you. I have it downloaded, so I'll send it on to you. Thank you very much for sending that in to me. Fair play to you. Wow, that is mental. And there's another one. Hold on. Here's another one. Let me see before we finish up. That's Ballybowden House in Rathfarnham. That's an old one. Sorry, that's an old one.
Okay.
No, that's an old one. Yeah. Wow. Okay, people. I think what Blessing says now. What are we saying? Derek McLaughlin. Look back through my comment, please. Thank you, Paul. I did. I can't find the other one there. I did look back, Derek. I can't seem to find it. It's out now, I think. Yeah, okay. I have a voice message. I can't listen to a voice message while I'm live. Sorry. What church? Someone said it was St. Matthew's Church in Ballyfermot. That's what someone said, yeah. Well, guys, that's coming. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Okay, cool. No problem. Yeah, thanks. I got 2 videos there. The second video wasn't the one we wanted. Guys, I'm going to drop you down, okay? And I'll finish up, and then we can talk. Just wait in the green room for me, and I will talk to you. Martin, I'll drop you down. Thank you very much. It's been emotional. Rob, thank you very much for coming on, me. And just wait down on the thing. You'll be on again. You'll have your own show next week and the week after. Don't you worry. Talk to you in a few. Cheers. Orla, thank you very much. As always, it's been emotional, and I will talk to you in the green room in a few moments. In a soon. As my Pakistani friends would say, I will talk to you in a soon moment. I'll see you then. Well, everyone, thanks very much for tuning in tonight. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw this back up again. If anyone wants to buy us a coffee, you can. I'm going to put this up here now. Dun, 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 dun. There's the Revolut. You can buy us a coffee there on the Revolut if you want. And also you can get us a coffee on there. There's the buy us a coffee there now. www.buyatstripe.com 28 blah, 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 blah. Thank you very much. And if you scan that QR code, all is good. As I say every night we leave here, people, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless.